Hello, everybody. I'm Jaret Reddick, and this is a podcast. Jaret Goes to the Movies. Hopefully you have seen or heard one of my many musical endeavors, and if you have, then you know how much I love movies. This is movie commentary with no movie knowledge. This podcast is me and my friend Rich talking about movies that we like, but my name's on it because I'm famous. This is Jaret Goes to the Movies. Still. Okay, we're starting now.
There it is. The holy grail of Christmas gifts, the Red Ryder 200-shot range model air rifle. And there he is, Red Ryder himself. In his hand was the knurled stock of as coolly deadly-looking a piece of weaponry as ever I had laid eyes on.
Hey everybody, this is Jaret Goes to the Movies. My name is Jaret. With me, as always, is Rich.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody. It's our first Christmas episode. The holidays are here. Year has gone by really fast. I will say that the holidays have snuck up on me like a motherfucker. Super fast. And I feel like I did a tour in June with Bowling for Soup, and then the summer went by really fast leading up to my tour with Bowling for Soup in September, and it literally seems like I just got home. And I don't mean to misuse the word literally, but to me it seems
we do it all the time.
Like I just got home. Anyways, happy holidays. Merry Christmas, everybody. With us today, as always, is the beautiful Casey.
Hi, Case.
Hi.
She's got a bit of a headache, but she's going to drown it in champagne. As we do each week. And my neighbor Tim Toole, who brought us over the jalapenos with the bacon last week.
That got edited out, but
oh fuck, man.
well, it's in the
pre-show.
It's in the out.
By the way, if you guys are digging the show and want more content, you can check out Jaret Goes to the Movies and click on support. We have a Patreon site, patreon.com/Jaret Goes to the Movies. And with that, you can get yourself for just a few dollars a ton of additional content, hours of additional content. A lot of fun stuff happens, and it's cool to just have that out there. And it helps us to further the podcast and, quite frankly, get into some more podcasting ideas that we have. We've all the ideas.
We have all the ideas.
All the ideas.
All of them.
Rich quit his second job to do this.
Yes, I did.
It's a whole thing. Like it's a whole source of income just down the drain just so that we can sit here and fart around and talk about movies. We are doing today A Christmas Story. We went back and forth on what movie we were going to do. There were good points made by all the parties involved. You know, we talked to a couple of groups that we were around while we were at some Christmas parties and doing some things together, and several other movies came up. But to me, the Christmas movie of this generation, of this time in our lives, is the movie A Christmas Story. It's on all the time. It's a movie that is, I think they say that each Christmas Eve, either on TNT or TBS here in the United States, they play it 8 times in a row.
Yeah.
As a marathon or whatever. This is one that I can't say that I really have sat down and watched it all the way through many times. However, through just sitting down and watching pieces here and there, I've seen this movie 7,000 times.
Okay. And when was the first time you watched it?
First time I watched it, I remember it being pretty late. I mean, when did it come out? Do we know?
83.
83, so I know I didn't see it then. I mean, I know it had to have been closer to middle of high school. So
it was a surprise hit in 83. It released in Thanksgiving.
Right.
I guess they didn't think it was going to be, a very good movie as far as the acceptance of it. And they released it in Thanksgiving. And then it was such a big hit. The theaters took it out because they're trying to make room for Christmas stuff. And then they got...
Well, just suggest... People wanted it back.
They bitching that it wasn't in there for Christmas. And so they had to put it back in for the Christmas run.
Yeah, and there's some statistics that say actually it ran in select theaters until all the way through Christmas 1984. So it was in theaters for a year.
Wow.
I'm sure this movie couldn't have cost a lot to make. And it does take place in Cleveland, Ohio, and the house that it takes place in is in Cleveland, Ohio. Apparently, you can actually even go see it. They filmed a little bit in Toronto as well. Mm-hmm. Apparently, the city of Cleveland, as they are with so many things, were very accommodating and helpful to help them get this thing made. The thing that with me is, and this is just kind of going back to a childhood thing, the first thing I thought of whenever I saw it, and the main character is there, it's Messy Marvin. I mean, do you remember Messy Marvin from the Hershey's chocolate syrup commercials?
Oh, yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
And
that didn't dawn on me when I was watching it, but...
And so to me, it's that guy.
I knew I recognized the kid.
You knew him from somewhere. He was on a ton of commercials and stuff back in the day.
Yeah.
And the cast themselves are all very, very recognizable and have been in a lot of things that we know. So I think that we have to first start off, though, with the Rich reaction, which we like to call the RR. So you had never seen this before?
Never seen this movie. I've seen like snippets here and there, just commercials. Oh, this is going to be playing on TBS.
I couldn't help but again wonder, and it's funny how this has changed the way that I watch movies, is I'm sitting there and I'm trying to figure out what exactly it is you're going to say, how it's going to gel with you, what's going to happen. And I'm just going to go out on a limb and assume that you don't see what the big deal is about this movie at all.
Well, it's a terrible movie. I mean, it's bad. Like, everything is bad about it. Like, the pacing is horrendous. The pacing is horrendous. No one would ever make a movie like that today, because even movies at that time, 83 was Octopussy, we have James Bond, Vacation. I mean, stuff happens right away in movies so that you're not bored to tears in the first 10 minutes. And I was bored to tears in the first 10 minutes.
You know, the big TV hit, The Wonder Years, was actually influenced by this.
Right, exactly.
There are just so many things. To me, this is like a National Lampoon's Vacation, so it's funny that you bring that up. There are so many things that are constant with childhood and growing up and Christmas and parents and all that. Like, and this takes place in the 40s. So much of it translates into my childhood, and some of the things like the interactions with school kids and with bullies and with teachers.
I agree with all that.
And so I have to disagree. I think the narration is genius. Like,
oh my God, that's the worst part.
And I disagree, and here's why. Because some of the one-liners that he's saying, and I know it's a lot, and I know you hate really wordy narration.
Fight Club looks like a Scorsese film compared to this thing. Oh my God. The narration was so bad. And I guess it was the author that was reading this, and he is not someone who should be in acting.
It is definitely not the author that is reading this. No.
The author that wrote the book is also the narrator of the story, Gene Shepard.
I think his fucking narration is perfect.
Oh my God.
It's just, I just feel like it's almost like...
Well, I think this proves that nostalgia has a huge factor in the films that we love.
Sure. So you're saying this movie is 30 years old.
Right.
If it were to come out right now, would it be a terrible movie? Sure.
I thought watching it, because I didn't look at anything beforehand, I go, when they started it, in like the first 15, 20 minutes, I go... Rich, you need to stop being so critical, because this is a movie that was back in the 60s or something, right after color was invented, apparently, because of the way it just felt like it was a play on a stage. All those old, like, Bob Hope movies, and they were all just basically stage plays that they just stuck a camera in front of and said record. And I was like, you need to stop doing it. And then I looked, I was like, oh my God, this is 83. There are tons of amazing movies filmed in 83 that did a good job of pacing, and the pacing on this was
the reason why
horrible.
The pacing is what it is, in my opinion, is this is a Christmas storybook. It's a storybook put on film. It's divided up like a storybook.
So,
it's got the ins and outs of things that are brought in and out of the movie. For example, the first scene, you see the dad with the dogs. And then the dogs fuck up Christmas, and they have to go to the Chinese food place.
That's the first scene?
The first scene with the dad.
Oh,
dad is him, he's getting home from work, and he's got his nemesises.
It was a little bit later.
Nemesi.
I thought that was later,
the dogs. Really?
The first scene was on the Higbee's corner, when the kids are running across the street in a busy city by themselves, by the way. And that was the first thing I know, was like, there's 4 kids in a busy city running across the street.
But in the 40s.
Yeah, I
and
know. I'm just saying
but
that
also
we're in a different time.
Right,
now.
but that's part of it. It's like, do you remember when they dropped him off to go see Santa Claus? They put the little boy in charge. They were just like, "See you later," and they're like, "Don't get lost."
Yeah, right.
You know,
right.
Again, it's a different time.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, people weren't.
That was the first thing I noticed. And then they ran across the street. They were looking in the Higbee's corner, where the corner store with the display,
window shopping,
where it have all the cool stuff, and they were showing them through the glass, playing the Christmas music in the background, and then they're all mouthing, talking to each other, and we can't hear what it is. And this just goes on, and then the little kid goes around to the other side, looking at the Red Rider, and occasionally we get a little spark of narration, but usually it's just Christmas music playing, and then they have that magical pixie dust sound that, oh my God, it was just torture.
So that drove you crazy. Yeah, you're right. I did forget about that. I thought it was a good setup. I like the fact that it sets up what it is he's looking for and why it's such a big deal with the actual Red Rider guy. And, you know, one of the things that I think about a bunch is window shopping is a thing of the past for us. You know, it's not something that we do.
It's called Amazon.
Exactly. And, you know, and I don't really think I was exposed to it much as a kid. I mean, I remember being at the mall, and back then all of the stores did have these huge window displays, and you could walk through and you would look in to sort of see what they have. And your parents didn't always let you just go through the store. Now it's not like that quite as much unless it's the Gap. You know, just basically it's the name on the thing and you go in there and you walk through. But I wondered about, you know, window shopping and that being, and just the cool, that's why I think town squares are so fucking cool, man. Just the displays and,
I dig that.
Like,
I like that.
I'd sit there and watch that fucking train for 30 minutes if I could.
I'd rather watch a different movie than watch that train for 30 minutes.
Right. Well, they didn't show the train for 30 minutes, Rich.
It felt like 30.
Jesus
now,
Christ.
look, and I don't want to shit all over everyone's favorite movie of all time. I get nostalgia. I get it.
Nobody's saying that this is their favorite fucking movie of all time.
There are.
Nobody's saying that.
There are people.
But there are people saying that this is
like
the
Christmas
movie. This is the movie that gets them in the mood for the holidays for various reasons.
Okay.
So that's what you're shitting on.
Right.
I think what Rich is trying to say is that he had a terrible childhood.
That could be true. No.
We'll get into that.
We just never watched this movie, like, ever. Like, I've seen It's a Wonderful Life. I watched that late. I actually watched that I was 20, and I enjoyed that. I had no problem with that one. It's old. I got that it was old. I got that the pacing was a little older and stuff, and it is more like a play. But I actually enjoyed the movie. This movie, the narration was what killed me. I felt like if they had taken out the narration and then chopped the dead spaces where there was narration and shoved all the dialogue closer together, this actually would have been a pretty decently good movie.
I just feel like you're watching it different because this is a storybook. That's what it is, and it's from a series of books.
Yeah, but I can't go into the movie going, "Oh, this is going to be a storybook. I need to judge this differently."
The Grinch is a story. Do you like The Grinch?
Yeah, of course.
That's a storybook.
But that's amazing.
There's a lot of narration there.
It's amazing narration.
But it's done completely. It's done a different way in a completely different time of movie making and in a completely different style.
I mean, but again, you're making excuses.
I'm not making excuses.
Well, you're saying
anybody.
This is why I should like it because it's a different thing, and I'm saying
I'm not saying it's why you like it. Why you should like it. I just think this is why you're dumb. The director of this movie was Bob Clark, writers Gene Shepard, based on his novel, and stars Peter Billingsley, Messy Marvin.
Bob Clark did Porky's, by the way.
Melinda Dillon and Darren McGavin. So here's the thing. Let's talk about the cast real quick, just the overall main players of the cast. Darren McGavin totally thought he was fucking Mr. Magoo, and I guess he's not. He just has that Mr. Magoo voice, and I thought that was him.
Who's Darren McGavin? The
dad? Yeah, the dad. And I thought that was him. I'm a fucking asshole because I've thought that forever, and I can't just, whip that out on a podcast and be a fucking dick about it. But I recognized him from so many things, and he's in one of my favorite movies of all time, Billy Madison, as the dad in that as well.
Right.
But the mom has been in fucking everything.
Yeah.
It's crazy. As you said, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, she was nominated for an award for that, Academy Award. At first I thought she was the E.T. mom too, but they just kind of look similar. But she has been in it. She has been in a ton of stuff. So very recognizable. My favorite character to place is the kid that plays Flick, Scott Schwartz. So Scott Schwartz was in the movie The Toy. Do you remember that with Richard Pryor?
Oh, yeah.
So he's the kid in The Toy.
Wait, which one is he? The little...
He's the main... Oh, he's the kid that sticks his tongue on the flagpole.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's the kid from The Toy. And
That's a great movie.
And
I
ends
love
up...
that
And he does the movie Kidco. And
Never seen that one.
then he gets into porn.
Interesting.
True story. He did a
Wow.
couple of porn. Scotty's X-Rated Adventure, Skinwalker.
Is there like a site out there that is like all the real actors that have gotten into porn?
Has to be one.
Has to be one for sure.
I feel like we should just all, because since there apparently is
Just
in
go
every
there right now?
in every movie that we watch, there's somebody that does porn that like now. So I feel like maybe we should just watch all the porn that is associated with the movie we watch every week too.
You want to hear a
Right.
fucked up story
think
about
so.
that? This is a fucking good story. So back in the day with Bowling for Soup, we used to put out fake bios all the time. So our bios were fake. And we always did this as, kind of a fuck you to everybody, but also we just thought it was hilarious.
Right.
And never thought anybody would take it seriously. And there's several stories of this getting me into trouble and, and sort of put into positions that I should have been in. But I actually got an email once. It said, Jaret, I am so glad I found you. Like, I've been looking for you for so long. I just can't believe we're finally connecting. I really want to get together and talk to you about Dana and her life. And I'm just like, the fuck is this?
From
like,
Different Strokes.
well, yeah. So I had in my bio that I was at one point dating Dana Plato, whatever. And it's completely fictional. And she had gotten into porn and ended up dying and shit.
Right.
And this guy was writing a book about her
Oh my
life
God.
and like wanted to interview me about my time with her and shit. And the thing was, I felt terrible. I'm just like, man, this is all fucking bullshit. Like none of this is real at all. In fact, I mean, like I probably masturbated to her when I was like 11.
Did you tell him that, like for the book?
I did. Yeah, so I'm sure the book just says, found this fucking asshole, Jaret
Right.
Reddick, who claimed to have dated her. Now, he just masturbated to her preteen years. The crazy thing is, Scott Farkas, who plays the little bully with the red hair, that dude's fucking
The little one or the big one?
the big
Big
one,
one.
the redheaded one with the yellow
I
teeth.
recognize him from something.
That motherfucker is in everything. I mean, he's been in 2 or 3 movies a year since then.
Yeah, there was something recently where I think Ashley pointed out to me. She's like, "Do you know who that is?" Like, and we looked it up, and it's a lot of stuff.
I mean, he has been in a lot of TV. So good for that guy, because at that point, he may have been the ugliest person on the planet. You know what's funny is we all knew a dude that looked like that.
Yellow eyes.
And the whole yellow eyes and the red hair thing, and then he ends up. This guy ends up looking like Prince Harry, for fuck's sake, man, little son of a bitch. My favorite cast story, though, kind of fucked up, but also kind of funny to me, is Randy, the little brother. So Randy, the little brother, is noted as being an actor, but he also, during 2010 Christmas season, he served as the special tour guide from November 4th through the first week of January 2011 at the A Christmas Story House in Cleveland. And that is his only other credit on his Wikipedia
no.
page.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's an actor and stuff, but apparently he does animation and puppetry, and I thought he was amazing. I just thought he played the whiny little brother who like could sort of communicate
you
so
love your
well.
brother?
I knew this was going to come up a bunch too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
This
is the
movie
other
sets
thing.
it all up for
Right.
that.
This is you and your brother?
Sort of, and I was going to actually ask you to relate to some of this because you were so much older than your brother too.
11 years.
But there's a few things here and there where, I remember seeing my brother bullied. Maybe, no, that was me.
I just wondered if you were like just the whiny, crying, didn't want to eat. I can't put my arms down, kid. Like,
Yeah,
oh my
I
God,
was-
that kid.
I was definitely the whiny. I was definitely a little titty baby for sure. I was definitely like the super picky eater, and I didn't want to eat what everybody else had. And
Did you shove your
that
face
kinda
in your
shit?
food
Well,
like
no,
a
no,
little
I never
piggy
did
and
that.
have your mom laugh at it?
No.
And then nothing's even going in his mouth. It's
No.
just smearing everywhere?
I never.
That
I
seems
never.
ridiculous.
I bet your
ever
mom
did
would've
that.
let you.
I'm sure she would have.
Oh, my God.
My fevered brain seethed with the effort of trying to come up with the infinitely subtle devices necessary to implant the Red Ryder range model air rifle indelibly into my parents' subconscious.
This is the fucking problem I have with this movie. What the fuck is this guy talking about?
I think it's the best.
I think it's
bullshit.
really good. Well, no, it's just
It makes me smile.
It's written text of putting it all into. It's making it bigger than what it is. Like basically, the kid is trying to get a fucking BB gun, and the author is making it a more poetic approach to it. It's genius. It makes total sense.
Yeah, it's the over dramatized thing that you do in your head when you're little, and you have this big imagination about what's really going on around you.
Yes.
Do you remember a present that you wanted ever that maybe you didn't think you were going to get, or that you wanted? Like, did you ever ask for anything and you were just
My parents were always amazing about Christmas.
Yeah.
I didn't get shit all year round. We're standing in line, whatever, JCPenney at the time, and I go, "Oh, can I have that nickel worth of thing that's sitting right there?"
Right.
No. And then what she would do is come back the next day, buy it, and then that's Christmas.
and save it? Yeah.
Yeah. And so Christmas for us was huge. Our Christmas, even to this day, really, there's no room to put all the presents. It covers half the room.
Yeah.
It takes us to about 5 o'clock. We get up early as we possibly can, usually like 8 or 9, to get all the adults up and ready. And we go to 5 o'clock. It's a long process. Christmas is a huge deal for us. And so I always got pretty much everything I always wanted.
Is that why you're
But
kind of a
nothing
dick
else.
now?
Yeah, right.
I'll just tell you how my mom was. My mom was like, if I were participating in whatever it was that she was doing, I could fucking get whatever I wanted. Is she like, do you want to go to the flea market with me today? Can I get something? And I leave with a fucking butterfly knife and a Heineken wallet. And I'm 8. I mean, that was my mom. That actually fucking happened, by the way. And my dad was the same way because, we'll get into this in a bit when we get into the whole working dads thing. But, your dad, when he works a bunch,
As it should be.
feels super guilty when he's actually spending time with you.
Yeah.
So they're just so easy because they just want you to shut up. That's it. But Tim, you think of anything?
Yeah, I wanted a Super Nintendo really bad.
Right.
Over and over, I wanted it. And they're like, no. And then Christmas came, and you know what they got me? A Sega Genesis.
Yeah. Right. They got the wrong thing.
I got the Sega Genesis, and I'm like,
Why did they get you the Sega Genesis? Was it just cheaper?
it was like $50 cheaper, and I'm like, Mom, come on. I wanted the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
And, they made it up for me the next year. They got me the Sega CD. So that was cool.
Sega CD.
I've got a sadder Christmas story.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so I wanted an easy bake oven more than anything. If my mom's listening right now, she's rolling her eyes so fucking hard.
By the way, this fucking story comes up every walkthrough Target ever.
I need therapy, probably. So all I want is eat. I only asked for one thing, ever. I was really, really super easygoing kid. Didn't have a big Christmas list. And all I wanted was the Easy Bake Oven. And I open all my presents Christmas Day, and I don't get one. And then all of a sudden I get the surprise present, and I open it, and it's an Easy Bake Oven, and it's the best day ever. And then my mom never bought me the light bulb for it ever.
Oh my God.
Man,
And
so
then
sad.
and then it gets sadder. Me and my cousin used to mix up the batter and put it in little trays and freeze it just so it'd be cake shaped, so we could decorate it, even though it wasn't a cake.
Oh man.
Merry fucking Christmas, everybody out there.
Come on, Ralphie, I got your flowers.
Is it crazy to see the twin beds in the parents' rooms
Yeah,
still?
I noticed that too.
And and honestly, early TV for us, Happy Days and things like that, they did that.
Don't some therapists suggest that to sleep apart?
No.
No. Never?
Well, I don't really know the answer. I mean, I know a lot of people sleep apart, and I think it's because they don't deal with certain things. I started having a really bad snoring problem, and I dealt with it. So now we don't have that same issue.
As somebody that sleeps on the other side of the bed, I know that this clearly is an issue. But he can fall asleep in fucking 0.5 seconds anywhere.
Me
So it's
too.
not an issue very long.
Me too.
So I feel like it's fine.
Yeah, but I'm a trained sleeper. It took me a long time to be able to do that, and a fucking 5-year bout with insomnia to get over.
Which
that
side of the bed do you sleep on?
I'm on the left.
Is it okay? Is it
Depends
left or is it
If you're looking at the bed, he sleeps on the right.
I sleep on stage left.
but
Stage
is it
left of the bed.
He
of
sleeps on
any
the
bed
other
in any room anywhere?
No, we
No.
switch sides.
We switch sides in the
Yeah,
thing.
but what determines
No,
which side you sleep on?
If me and Gary walk into a hotel room, I always take the one closest to the door.
The door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're the protector.
I put him
And
closer
he
to the door
takes
this
and
time.
he
That's how I am too.
he goes closer to the air conditioner. Always. So it's unspoken.
Right.
I am always closest to the door. He's always closest to the air.
Yeah, same with us. But it's like that. Actually, whenever we moved, we got into the same side of the bed that we slept in at the old house, and I didn't like sleeping by the door, so we switched.
Yeah, I always slept by the door too.
They looked at me as if I had lobsters crawling out of my ears.
What does that mean?
I love that.
Was that supposed to be funny?
I thought it was so. I smiled this whole
Lobsters out of his ears.
Yeah, but I thought that maybe you might pick up on a few of the one-liners that were good. And it's also something that all of us have in common, and there's quotables in this, that we all say all the time. It's a major award. Like that is said fucking constantly.
I've got a question for you. So clearly we've talked about Elf and there's things like that. There's Christmas Vacation, but was there a movie that you watched during Christmas with your family?
We didn't ever sit down and go, okay, it's Christmas.
You didn't get,
we
watch
need to
some
do this one
claymation
movie every single
movies or
time. When I was a kid, cartoons were never on, right? It was Saturday morning, and that was it. I had a bedtime like at 7 or some crazy time. Whenever like Rudolph would come on, the claymation Rudolph, then I was allowed to stay up and watch that every year.
So those movies mean Christmas to you?
I guess so. But that's little though.
Would you watch that movie now and be like, this acting is terrible? Tiny clay
probably
reindeer?
Yeah, probably.
All right.
But like the Grinch is awesome. I can watch the whole Grinch, the cartoon Grinch.
You don't like the Jim Carrey one?
No, the Jim Carrey one was good.
No, that's terrible. I hated it.
What's your movie, Tim?
That is fucking insane. Both of those reviews suck ass.
Why?
Because that movie is great.
No.
What movie?
The Grinch That Stole Christmas, the Jim Carrey version.
No.
Is so
I said
good.
it was good.
No, Tim doesn't like it.
Tim didn't like
I didn't like it. But, okay, I'll give you a movie. Die Hard. Christmas movie.
Thank you.
This is all over
He's never seen
Facebook
it.
right now. I've seen Die Hard-ish, but
Die Hard
Don't
No,
fucking
it's Die Hard
don't
1, maybe 2.
Do not Facebook meme me on my fucking podcast, Tim. Like it's okay. There are people who love Christmas. Those who think Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and those who don't.
So I'm having
Oh
a
my
Christmas
God.
party at my house. It's on the 25th for everyone that doesn't have family in town, and for the first time ever, that's me as well. So one of the things I said was everyone put in their Christmas movie submissions, and I'll download it and have them all ready so that we can just queue them all up and have them all running. Because I'll be up at 8 a.m. watching Christmas movies all day, and the first one I'm going to be watching is Die Hard. And then I said to this 22-year-old who is in our group of people that we hang out with, I said, oh, and Courtney, Die Hard is a movie that was released 5 years before you were born. And she goes, actually, asshole, we watch Die Hard every single year at Christmas. That's our Christmas movie.
I like it.
Her dad made that happen.
I like that. You know what? I like that people have a go-to Christmas movie. I think that's fucking awesome. It's all about the holidays. You know.
Did y'all have one?
No, we didn't. For me, Christmas started with the Peanuts Christmas special all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was the Rudolph and the Frosty the Snowman, and I remember waiting to watch those with the commercials and stuff. And then every once in a while you'd stumble on what's the other one, Jolly Old Saint Nick or whatever, where he's like
Santa Claus is coming to town.
yeah, that one where he's a ginger.
All
He's
the
a ginger
love
dude.
it.
All the
Yeah.
claymation ones, yeah.
Love
Yeah.
all of them.
So that to me is Christmas. So no, we didn't really have a movie because my dad's older than my mom, and his thing maybe was probably It's a Wonderful Life, and I'm not really into that. I have a really hard time with Broadway meets television to the extreme.
Yeah,
I
I do
don't
too.
like the oversold lines. Like so that kind of movie
It's a-
where
It's a
someone
Wonderful
is.
Life is a good movie, though.
But do you agree that the acting
Yeah.
is like they're
It's
acting
Broadway.
like it's Broadway,
Right.
and so sometimes that's a tough sell with me. I do like to think that
But that
am
movie is better
versed
than
in
this
both.
movie.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what fate has in store.
I could feel the Christmas noose beginning to tighten. Maybe what happened next was inevitable.
Ralphie, what would you like for Christmas?
Horrified, I heard myself blurt it out.
I want an official Red Ryder Carbine Action 200 range model air rifle.
Ooh.
No. Shoot your eye out.
Oh no, it was the classic mother BB gun block. You'll shoot your eye out. That deadly phrase, uttered many times before by hundreds of mothers, was not surmountable by any means known to kiddom.
The funny thing is there's so many of those kinds of things that get told to you as a kid, because you Obviously, there's the BB gun. You'll shoot your eye out. Danny and I were in the woods all the time. So
You shot a person.
You shot a person.
I shot a person, with a shotgun.
You never deserved a gun.
But I mean,
No one should have given you a gun.
But I had.
You should have shot your eye out.
I had a blow dart gun and I was lethal with it. A slingshot, I'm still amazing with that. Nunchucks, I'm like a goddamn fucking Bruce Lee. All of it. Pellet guns. We had all that shit, and we just destruction happened all over, and I only shot one guy.
Yeah, but
It
you
was a
almost
human person.
killed him.
I shot a human. I didn't almost kill him.
Oh my God.
I just peppered him a smidge.
Were there embedded BBs in his skin?
100%. Yeah. And now he's a super rich anesthesiologist. He fucking deserves it. Fuck
And
he
him.
his
owes
wife's
you.
super hot.
Yeah, 100%.
Because
for
he's
that
like,
guy.
I know
He
what
deserves
pain
it.
feels like. I'm going to make sure
He
no one
is
feels
the
pain.
he's the guy. He had the 3 kids with the wife, and then married the young girl and got the vasectomy reversed, and fucking hello twins
Oh, my God.
at like 45.
That's like the example for not having more babies right there.
So, actually, right about this time, I think it was around 83, I lived in Jaret, Louisiana. Podunk piece of shit town. This is right before...
You were popular in Kansas.
Thank you.
All right.
All my neighbors had BB guns and pellet guns. I didn't have one. My parents, there's no way.
Because your
my
childhood
parents-
was terrible, apparently.
Exactly. We had this pond that was like across the field from our house where we had these ducks and swans and shit that would float around in there, and they're like tame. They're not wild. Well, somebody got the crazy fucking idea to shoot one of these ducks with a pellet gun.
Sure.
So I got my dad's duck call. That was like how I...
you're contributing.
How I contributed to the whole thing. Because my
Right.
dad was a big duck hunter. We crouched down in the tall weeds on the side of this lake, and I'm doing the duck call, and they're coming over closer. And then 5 guys with BB guns just pop up and start shooting the shit out of one of the ducks, and they kill it. Mm-hmm. Never gotten over that. I've never gotten over that.
Oh, yeah. So that now have you ever shot anything before?
No. I went hunting with my dad once prior to that, but I never shot anything.
The only thing I ever want to shoot now is I want to shoot one of those wild pigs, just because they're fucking.
My dad has a wild boar mounted.
Yeah.
In his
I
house.
know. I've mounted that thing before. It's fucking awesome.
so if you shoot the wild,
Is that a mom joke? Are you calling my mom a pig?
Oh, no.
She's gonna listen to this, and she's not.
God
gonna
damn
like
it, Mom! I love you.
It's a clinker! That blasted stupid furnace, that gummit.
So all of the swear words are scripted. You remember the sacrifice?
Right.
That the little dog or whatever.
Hanna-Barbera.
Time.
Yeah, so it's just
Hanna-Barbera.
all that. Yeah, so it's just that you just think it's a stinking the thing the whatever. So it was all completely scripted, so they wouldn't slip up and actually sneak one in.
But that's how I think that's how you would hear it when you're like little, because you don't really know.
Sure,
what
you
these
don't
words
know what
mean
any
yet.
of it is. It's very true. That's why I think the narration is genius.
Did either of your parents curse a lot when you were little?
Both my parents cursed a lot when I was little.
None. My
And I
parents
actually, and
never
I'm
cursed.
saying this in my podcast. My dad obviously doesn't anymore, but they're both my parents big swearers when I was a kid.
Clearly, you've met my mother.
Yeah.
All the words. I didn't know what they were until like at least 4th grade.
You start to pick up on. See, that's the thing that I think about, like censoring what kids listen to on television or music and things like that. It's a slippery slope because it's hard. My parents really didn't censor what I listened to. I really didn't understand what I was listening to most of the time.
100%. That's like we
So-
let Jack listen.
So with
to.
Jack, with some of the stuff that he wants to listen to, it's a really hard thing to decide because there are obviously overtly dirty words, and the
I
stance
don't
on
think he knows what the dirty words
no,
are.
hold on, you're not listening to me. But the thing on the stance on that is just like, obviously you know there's dirty words in this. I say these words in my songs or whatever. Don't say them, kind of thing.
He thinks whenever, because he's really into Eminem right now. That's his thing. He's decided that he's
And it's hard to find clean Eminem songs.
But here's the thing: we find that the edited, but they're not clean. All it does is just not say fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's still like, and I'm gonna fucking kill this person. But it's like beep and kill this person.
Right.
So it has the bad message. It just doesn't have the bad words.
Yeah.
And he doesn't hear it that way. He just hears, I'm not hearing fuck, and I'm not hearing ass. So this song is okay.
He is
Like,
just rapping.
he just wants to be a rapper. He says he's gonna change the face of music.
It's because he reads it right outside the.
Is that what he said?
It does, yeah, right outside the door.
From, okay.
I'm changing the face of music.
I've never
He loves his dad.
Do you love your dad, Jack?
Yeah. Hey man, why shouldn't he? I got hits.
So my parents never cussed. Actually, when I was in 3rd grade, we were stationed in Germany, and my dad, he was in charge of a base in Germany. So he was the commander of the base. And, you know, when you're the commander of the base, you pretty much have to be the dominant alpha male of all your men and stuff. So I went to work with him one afternoon. He was interacting with all of his employees, basically, but his enlisted men and everything. And so he's throwing out S-bombs and F-bombs like crazy because that's what they do.
Yeah, that's how they speak.
And I was blown because he never cusses. Ever. And my
In front
mom
of
never
you,
cusses ever. And so I was going, oh my God, what is going on? I was, whoa, this is not the person that I have grown up with, you know? And so I just thought that was crazy. And for me, I never cuss around my kids. Even really even at 16 and 20, you know, I don't cuss around them. They know that I cuss. I'll accidentally let one slip, and then I'll say, I'm sorry, we don't talk like that, you know, that kind of thing. It's more of just I want to be the role model. I want them to understand that, yeah, I cuss, but I don't cuss around kids. There's a time and place for everything kind of thing. And my ex, the nice one.
Wait, hold on. Which one is
That's
that?
the second one.
Okay, got it.
Her whole family cussed around the kid, even at a small age. And I don't know if it's a California thing or whatever, but, you know, that was just a thing that they did. And even she said, well, I kind of understand not cussing around the kids now, you know, and she kind of got on board with that.
See, I disagree with you.
Okay.
So maybe it's because I'm from California, and maybe it's a California thing, but I cuss around my kids.
Okay.
But it's different.
I'm not saying you're a bad person. It was just, that was my take on parenting.
So here's my take on parenting. I think cuss words are just words, but I want to teach my kids to use them in the right context. So if you stub your toe and you say, oh shit, that's okay.
That's okay if they're at school and they say, oh shit?
Well,
That's okay if they're in church and they say, oh shit?
I mean, fuck the schools.
Tim,
but-
this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. There is a time and a place for any and all language, and you know, and I think I got to junior high, and my mom was like, "Look, I understand you swear. I don't care if you cuss as long as it's not at me." And with that became caution and within reason. You know, it's like you just can't sit at the fucking birthday table with your grandma and be like, let's blow out the fucking candles, grandma.
I had a friend like that. Did you have a friend like that?
But it's bullcrap.
No, I didn't. Bullcrap.
If you stub your toe and you say, oh shit, and you get in trouble, but versus you stub your toe and you say, oh crap, it means the same thing.
What
you
I
said
think is-
crap versus shit.
What I think is funny about these kids here is like, how old do you think these kids are? How old are they supposed to be? They're elementary school students, right?
They're elementary school.
I was an elementary school cursor from way back.
Oh,
I was
totally.
Middle finger.
Yes.
You're a shit ass. You can't think of anything better.
Shit ass was like one of my favorite words.
I've got my combos down now, but I had to figure it
Goddamn,
out.
shit ass was the best.
Yeah,
but see what you're doing is so
no,
you
but
can't
it wasn't from my parents. I had a lot of respect for my parents. So I would never curse in front of them. But like my mom has the dirtiest mouth of anybody I've ever met in my whole entire life. Like on a regular basis about things that don't even deserve these type of horrible words. She just can put together any two profanities and make it amazing. But my dad was similar to Rich, where around me, he would never, ever, ever curse. One of the conflicting things I had with my dad was that I became a potty mouth and he didn't know how to adapt to it. Because around you, Rich, because you're my dad's best man at his wedding, right?
Thank you.
My self-proclaimed godfather,
Yep.
even though
It's
it's
stuck.
not on any paperwork.
It's stuck. Though.
You know my dad as the language that he speaks now, but he had to be conflicted because I would talk with my mom in front of him
Right.
when I was an adult. And it took him a long time to kind of ease into it, to even like be okay with cursing in front of me at all.
Right.
Clearly, he's been on these podcasts. He's okay with it now. But the dude wouldn't
Now
let me
that
watch
you're
PG-13
25.
movies till I was freaking 17 and asked if I needed to go potty before we left every time until I was like driving, you know?
But there's got to be like a balance in the force, I guess. So you can't say, oh, fuck you. That's wrong. But if you say, oh, fuck, that's okay.
It is not okay because you
you're
have to
not
learn.
you're
you
not
have to
directing
say
it
fuck you.
at
No,
you're not
you
directing
can't.
it at someone. You're just
No.
it's a
This is
word.
crazy.
It's
But
expression.
teaching your children that it's okay to say "oh fuck" if they stub their toe is retarded.
It's a word. It's syntax.
Who gives a shit? It's not
Look.
okay to say it in society. Because
Yeah.
if we're getting into
That's the
words,
thing.
we can go way deeper. Because there's racial things that are words and things
Right.
that none of it's okay to say.
But you're
Here's
not-
the thing. No, but
Is it okay if you're
fuck is offensive to a lot of people, and
Can
you
they say
you,
pussy cunt?
You fucking no. Listen to me very
you're
carefully.
laughing
you,
because that's absurd.
You stub your toe in a flip flop on the way into church. What? No. Let's not go church. Let's go to Luby's. Right after Sunday afternoon or whatever. You walk in and you stub your toe and you yell, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah.
That is really offensive to a lot of people, and they need to learn that that's not okay. And if you have the kids that are running around going, "Oh fuck" all the time, you're setting them up to be
That's what I was about to
in a
say.
fucking bad situation as
Because-
far as society views them.
My mom taught me a lot of things, but I wasn't
And
allowed
I love
to say
you, by the
all
way.
these words. But if the one thing that I had to understand growing up was like whether it was I'm saying fuck or shit or ass, or I'm dyeing my hair green or wearing a fucking tutu growing up because I was a weirdo, I was allowed to do any of those things, but I had to have a full understanding that I'm going to get judged and nobody's
Right.
going to go jump.
Exactly.
My mom's not going to jump in front of somebody and go like, "How dare you get mad at my daughter who just said fuck twat ass shit in front of a table of elderly women." You know?
Right.
Clearly those
So-
people think you're a piece of shit, and my mom can't defend me from that because I made the decision to be disrespectful to a public situation.
So one thing I learned as a kid, there's a difference between being insulted and being someone offending you. So insulted means someone says, "Hey, fuck you." That's insulting to me, right? But if someone just says, "Oh, fuck," I mean, I may find that offensive, but I'm not insulted. And that's how I look at it. So you don't insult people directly.
We
So-
live in a fucking society is the thing. We all have to coexist, and it's like, so you can't just all of a sudden decide that referring to your penis as a dick is okay all the time. Because like if you fucking walk in and you're just like you can't fucking walk in to anywhere and just be like, "Fucking suck my dick. This is a fucking terrible day." Fucking vagina puss.
But I'm not talking to
face.
anyone in
But
particular.
no, but none of this stuff is
that's
coming.
insulting.
In what way? If you're talking to yourself, as what you're saying
If
is,
you
if I'm
come out-
having a bad day and you're like,
Fucking suck cunt, bitch whore.
Dick cum is the fucking goddamn worst day.
What? Did you
Exactly, dick
But
cum. I went
what
with.
from what I know about
You
Tim.
just trying to one up me for saying twat. That's hilarious.
From what I know about Tim on Facebook, this is why I think Tim has this view. Tim, I think, goes about life. He is projecting what he thinks society should be, and he's acting upon that, as opposed to acting on how society actually is in reality and acting on that. He feels like fuck shouldn't be a big deal, and that everyone should be able to say fuck and not be offended by it.
And even
right?
if that's
and
true,
so
it's not.
therefore he's acting on that, teaching his kids that lesson, and that's fine. However, there is a thing called reality that we all live in, and the fact that if they go around cussing and say the word fuck, even though they're not going fuck you, they're just saying fuck, shit could happen to them that they may not understand or like because they're saying fuck. They may miss an opportunity because, you know, this isn't going to happen, but I'm saying if you're trying to get them into private school and they say, fuck, I just stubbed my toe, chances are probably not getting in. But they won't understand why they're getting in because their dad taught them that fuck is fine as long as they're not saying fuck you.
I also told him not to say it at school.
So do they say it around the house?
If they say it in the right context.
No. Do they, yes or no, say it around the house and then not even think twice about it? They don't look at you and go, oh, shoot.
I give my kids a lot of freedoms, and I do not allow them to say those words. Now, if they do and they say that shit around your house, I'd actually kind of like to know. Because here's the thing. I don't want kids coming over here and talking that way in my house in front of my child. I actually
Right.
tried not to curse in front of my kids. Every once in a while,
It
some
slips.
shit slips.
And
you
you
know?
say-
Jack will find a loophole though. Like just recently, he just put together this year that ho 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 is funny. He just put together. He's like, I'm allowed to say this. It's not bad, but it has a word that might mean something else, and that is hilarious. And we don't. I mean, whatever.
And that
I'm
is hilarious, by the way.
If he finds something that's that type of loophole, I'm like, okay, whatever.
But you
That's
should,
funny.
you
Don't
should
say it
still
around your
give him
brother.
the stink eye if you know he's trying to.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, and that's cool. That's good.
His whole thing with all of his little
I
like
get-
loopholes and things he can say, I'm like, whatever. Clearly, that's ridiculous. Just don't say it in front of your brother. Like, you know, that's it. He's
Right.
3.
Well, the point is that I think everybody deals with cursing and things in their own way, and I don't
Sure.
think there's no real right way to do it. At the end of the day, what Tim says comes from the immortal words of George Carlin. Context is a motherfucker, basically.
I know I said twat earlier, and that's kind of a random word.
Yeah, twat's a good one, though.
I say it a lot. I got that from my mom. That's why I'm all fucked up.
If someone says, oh, fuck,
Yeah,
and if someone says fiddlesticks,
right.
it means the same thing, right?
Now, this gets into a classic argument of whether or not it's okay to say, this sucks.
Yeah, or this is freaking stupid.
This is freaking stupid.
Right.
Because this sucks obviously refers to this sucks dick. And this is freaking stupid. This is fucking stupid. So, sub-middle words. But I actually am okay with shoot, darn, crap, fiddlesticks. Yes, I
Everett
you
said
know
oh
why?
crap the
Because
other day,
it
by the way.
shows
You know what?
it shows control over yourself. I feel like if you give everybody the ability to say exactly what's on their mind all the fucking time, dude, mass hysteria. Dogs and cats living together.
This is a perfect example. Saying darn is punching at the air in the middle of the street with no one around. Saying fuck is punching just a millimeter from their nose. Like someone's nose.
Let's all just say fuck all the time.
You know, because it's like it affects someone. When you're punching like a millimeter from someone's fucking nose, that's affecting them.
Also, it
If
also
you're in the middle of the street with no one around, that's like saying darn.
also
But
culture.
if you say dick cum,
You
like
know,
he did
I
earlier,
disagree.
it's right in
Culture
the
leads
fucking
itself
face.
to other things too, because there are things about the American culture that make it not okay to say certain words, whereas in the UK they have less objection to nudity on television.
Right. Which is
like,
weird.
kids at football matches are like, "You're a fucking twit," and like all the men are just sitting there not saying anything.
Yeah, but that's the
it just
different
is. It's
societal
a different
rules.
societal.
But
culture
see, the
thing.
way I look at it, if you say, oh, darn, when you say that, you know what that means to me?
I'm frustrated.
No, that means, oh, fuck.
Well, that's stupid. Darn is it's supposed to be
again,
damn.
It's the same meaning to me. When you say that, I think,
Yeah,
fuck,
but you're-
darn, shit. It's the same thing.
You're saying that in an academic way. It really doesn't mean the same. You're just saying academically it means
No.
the same.
When
but
I hear it-
in polite society, it does not mean the same thing.
I think fuck's perfectly polite.
Of course, because you want it to mean the same thing. But what I'm saying
I
is
just think you have to be super careful with what you say around certain people. And again, I didn't say fuck in front of my grandma until I was 20.
yeah, do you go tell your grandma that that's the fucking best thing you've ever fucking tasted before in your life when she puts the mac and cheese in front of you? No, you don't.
I would have got my ass beat down.
Right.
Right. And you would have
And-
deserved it.
Exactly.
I don't know. I just like the fact that we got to say dick cum 3 times in a podcast about
whore.
a Christmas story.
Come on, guys, wait up! Come on, guys! Come on, guys, wait up!
Remember Wait Up?
I love that.
I was wait up until all the way into college for crying out
Yeah,
loud.
wait up. Like, and it could be anything. It could be a bike ride or a walk, or you're on your way out and your mom comes out to tell you something before you leave and you're just like, guys, wait up, you know?
Yeah. Or you're trying to get in the car and they lock the door and they
Yeah.
keep driving
Guys,
forward.
come on, wait up.
Or your brother puts you on the pegs of his bike and you rode past the house with like the notorious evil dog. Then he pushes you off the
Off the
back,
back,
and
yeah.
you're running, going wait up as this
Yeah.
dog fucking just nips your ass.
You know what? I'm planning Christmas with him right now, and that maybe I'm going to just leave him out. I'm just going to leave your brother out of
fuck
Christmas.
right
Just
off.
fuck right off Christmas, Tyler, Christian.
Huh, are you kidding? Stick my tongue to that stupid pole, that's dumb. That's cause you know it'll stick. You're full of it. Oh, yeah? Yeah! Well, I double dog dare ya!
Now it was serious. A double dog dare. What else was left but a triple dare you? And finally, the coup de grace of all dares, the sinister triple
really
dog dare.
I triple dog dare
The tongue
ya.
on the lamppost thing is one of those deals where I knew what was going to happen, because have you ever gotten like the really dry ice cube out of the freezer?
Yeah.
And like
Right.
that thing
Or just a
touches,
popsicle
you know,
that-
it just touches your, and
You
it
never
just
licked a
sticks.
light bulb?
So no, not once.
what?
Dude, me and my friend had a light pole.
No, never, no. And
Because
because
of this movie?
yeah, but here's the thing: like all you'd have to do is just pour water on it, and it fucking wouldn't be a
warm
thing.
water. No, I remember that. It was like a thing where you never like full on. It was the same as like licking an ice cube where you like kind of like barely and you'd be like, oh fuck, that really works. Like that's all you do. But this was my mom in me now, like the me being a mother that made me fucking miserable watch this movie, because I'm like, if that was my child stuck to a fucking pole And all the kids are like, the bell rang, and he's just out there screaming.
I love that. I love that Ralphie is like, the bell ring. What am I supposed to do?
But that's how it would have gone down.
What am I supposed to do? And they just leave, and they're just like, and then she's just like, I know some of you have to know. You have to have been responsible. And he's just looking around.
I'm sure that the guilt you feel is far worse than any punishment you might receive. Now, don't you feel terrible? Don't you feel remorse for what you have done? Well, that's all I'm going to say about it. Poor Flick.
Adults love to say things like that, but kids know better. We knew darn well it was always better not to get caught.
So these were the two scenes that I associate with this movie: is the tongue on the lamppost, and then the lamp with legs.
Exactly.
But that's the only thing I even knew about this movie going into it. Was
see, and that's why I go back to the fact that you're too overly exposed to both of those things for them to be. Though. I know, but that fucking leg lamp is hilarious.
We're not even at that part.
I know, but I'm just saying that you're overly exposed to it, and you're already making it.
Do you want to know a good example that came up the other day? We're on our way to see Star Wars, which I won't spoil anymore.
No spoilers.
I'm not gonna spoil it. I already did it for a whole line of people on accident. Sorry, those people. But we literally we're in a car and we're driving, and he's talking about the Luke, I am your father, and he's talking he's talking with the driver.
Yes.
He goes, oh, whenever you found he was his dad, did you freak out? And Jaret's like, yeah, I freaked out. Like me and my brother, who are a total different generation.
Exactly.
Without even seeing Star Wars, have always heard, Luke, I am your father. So there was no
for
surprise.
our generation. See, we didn't have the internet. There were there really weren't spoilers.
Before the internet, we knew that.
When I saw that shit, I was finding out right then. Holy fuck, what?
I knew years and years and years before I ever saw Star Wars that he was Luke's effing father. And that's what I'm saying. It's like whenever you watch movies like this.
Effing means fucking, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, I can say the fuck
if Tim Tool was your dad, you could just be like,
you can just say
fucking fuck.
I can say whatever the F I fucking want.
Let me put all this to rest. The leg coming out of that crate was not the equivalent of Luke, I am your father.
Shut it. Totally, it's a Christmas
Holy
movie.
Fucking shit. It was an
example of feelings, you dick.
First of all, that box was gigantic.
That's the point. It's a major award.
No,
I
don't understand.
He even tells he tells the guy that comes in, goes, leave me alone. I've got a major award here. It's so funny.
Yeah, and everybody's outside of the house, and they're like, it's a major. Okay,
all right, let's move on. Let's move on to bullies.
We were trapped. There he stood between us and the alley. Scut Farkas staring out at us with his yellow eyes. He had yellow eyes, so help me God, yellow eyes.
Isn't that an illness?
Yeah, it's jaundice.
Not just jaundice, it's something else.
Did you ever deal with a bully ever?
Oh my God, yeah.
Not in Kansas, somewhere else.
I had two in particular that I would consider guys that bullied me a smidge, and there was one of them that was a year younger than my brother.
What's his name? Let's call his
Brad Gilbo.
Out.
Brad Gilbo.
Fuck you, Brad.
And no, I mean, it's all in fun now, but I was a really little kid. Our neighborhood was very secure. I mean, we were fucking walking around when we were 5 and 6.
Yeah.
And he just came home when it was dark. That was it. And he would always pretend like he had a snapping turtle in his pocket. And he would chase me with this fucking snapping turtle all the time. And I was literally...
By pushing his pocket towards you?
No, it didn't matter. He's fucking... hinting at a fucking snapping turtle, and it scared me.
I think that was his penis. I think he was trying to fuck you.
Oh my God, he was trying to fuck me.
I'm
He was
sorry,
gonna poke
babe.
his little head out of
the shell.
We did it.
You ever do the turtle with your balls, and you put your dick up in your balls, and then you can do
that?
Here's the turtle in his shell, and he's like, "Hey, I want to see the world,"
It's
and you
a
just
Bowling
let it
for
go,
Two
and it comes out. Then there's this kid, and I feel so bad about this one, but
you were the bully.
No, I've never been a bully my whole life, and everybody will attest that.
I counter-bullied.
I am the me too. Here's the thing. I have never not been quick-witted, so it always was a little difficult to pick on me.
Me too.
Honestly, if I could basically make you into dust in front of people with my mind. But there's this kid Darren Ritchie, man, and basically what happened was he was in the 8th grade, I was in the 7th grade, and we went to the after party from a 7th grade football game. Victory party, we used to like to call them, but we never won games. So again, after party. And I just had a mouth on me, and I just talked so much shit. I'm thinking, I'm never going to see this guy again, talk so much shit. And that dude found me multiple times out and about and would just follow me and just fucking taunt me. And one time, spit this loogie in my hair from a long, and I just acted like nothing happened. And, I just remember thinking, this motherfucker is going to kill me. He's going to fucking kill me. And it turns out a few years later, he was actually the nicest person ever.
Well, except for the loogie part?
Except for the loogie part, yeah. But the thing was I fucking talked myself into that. No, I just shouldn't have mouthed off as much as I did. And, maybe should have probably apologized for that, and I didn't.
In the 4th grade, I had this one guy, his name was Adrian, wanted to fight me. I have no idea. I never knew why anyone ever wanted to fight me. I didn't understand it. It's not like I was mean to anybody. I was always, the new kid.
That's why, because you weren't mean. They were like, we can beat him up.
Yeah,
easy.
well, maybe. But, I was the new kid. And so, because I was always the new kid because I'm an Army brat and I moved around a lot. So this kid wanted to fight me. And I told one of my best friends, actually Jason McKinley, who I'm still Facebook friends with, actually. And so Jason got all these people that got my back. And he was like, dude, I've got a whole fucking gang of people that are going to back you up on this.
4th grade gang.
And then for me, I was just like, why are we fighting? So I went and told the teacher.
Of course you did.
Of course,
because I'm that kid. And so Jason got mad at me because he was like, dude, we fucking had this shit. We were going to throw down and kick their asses. And he was like, why did you tell the teacher? Because the teacher went and talked to him and stopped the whole thing. So I just was like, oh, I don't know. I just didn't want to fight.
Yeah. Didn't have that in you.
Yeah. I just don't. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I could only counter bully. That's all I could do. I never ever
really,
sought
Casey?
Somebody out.
Nothing to lover, not a fire. No retort.
No, I mean you're fun to pick on, but I'm an adult now. We're talking about our childhood.
Oh, okay.
But I had instances of people that were mean, but same thing. I've always been really witty and I think my quick wit always made everything easier for me. Growing up, as far as the bullying thing. The only one I can really, really remember was this dude named Sergio Ramirez.
Dude, he's in all the movies.
And we had this ongoing battle.
I had some genes of his.
But I had a little bit of manipulation that was awesome with this whole entire thing where he would do this thing where he would push me, so I'd punch him, so he'd kick my bike.
Wait, what grade is this?
He liked you.
3rd.
Right, yeah. I got in a fight with Bobby C.
Oh, yeah, he did like
too.
me. He actually called me the same week and was like, be my girlfriend. And I actually accidentally...
I had a girl that beat me up.
Casey Ramirez.
Yeah, it was weird. And I actually, one time he called me and I said, I'll think about it. And at school, I went there the next day and he was like, so what do you think? And all my friends were there and I'm like, ew, gross, never. Because I got embarrassed and just humiliated him. It was fucked up. The whole thing was fucked up. It was kind of counterbullying because he was so mean. And I would push him down and take his crutches, things that were funny.
Take his crutches?
He had a broken leg one time.
Oh, okay.
So that type of stuff. But my mom taught me psychological warfare was the best way to handle bullies. So when girls were mean to me, she would just go, well, all you got to do is be like, hey, you know what? And I've said this to Emma.
Yeah, we've discussed this in the past.
I would go you know what? I think it's really mean that you said that mean thing. And when everybody made fun of that lazy eye, I didn't say anything. And walk off, whether they had a lazy eye or not.
Yeah, and then they think.
And they're fucked up for the rest of their life.
Because I have a lazy
that weird thing you do with your leg, and just leave it there and walk away so that they're psychologically damaged forever. I did that.
I had a pretty crazy, though, bully story that happened in high school. And the funny thing was I was real dialed in high school because I was friends with everybody. And so really I was pretty much the wrong guy to fuck with ever. Because the football team loved me and for various reasons. I mean, I blew them all and but seriously, everybody loved me. But we did have a kid. He came in and he
new kid
decided he fucking hated long-haired people, and so he beat up a bunch of people and did a bunch of really fucked up things. And it's crazy because 25 years later we're actually friends with him now. And he's been through a lot. I mean, he got real fucked up and like went to the Marines, and now he has an awesome family. And he really is one of the nicest dudes ever. But it's crazy how you don't ever forget the feelings that you had with those things. And so, you know, I'm 43 years old and we'll be like drinking at a party or something. And I'll just be like, hey, remember that time you fucked up my friend and like put him in the hospital and shit? Kicked his teeth out. Yeah, totally. Yeah. And I'm real open about it. And I've even asked, I mean, we have mutual friends. I'm trying to be a little bit discreet. We have a mutual friend who ties us together who's very, very close to me and Casey. And now we are all friends, but there is a little bit of a thing with me where I still try and have it explained. And so I fucking called him out on it one night at a party, and his wife didn't know this side of him and didn't know all of these things that had happened. And I felt really bad. I was just like, shit, I fucked up this guy's night. Because, you know, his wife is like, what? You did what? And I wrote an apology to her, actually, and copied him on Facebook. And I'm just like, dude, I didn't mean it to be like that. It's just, and maybe this is why Bowling for Soup makes so much sense for me, because what I do talk about is high school and junior high and those things like that. But I feel like sometimes I do want like a little bit of closure to certain things. Like, why the fuck did that happen? You know, like, that's fucked up. That's a guy in a bad situation taking it out on somebody else that didn't deserve it. Yeah,
that's somebody projecting.
And he's a human being.
Now he's a grown up who probably hates that shit as much as you do.
And would literally kill for you and I. Like, he is the sweetest person ever now. You know?
He's so sweet, he would just kill.
Just kill for us.
Right. When I was in high school, it wasn't the traditional bullying sense, but the group of people that I hung out with, I definitely, looking back on it, I mean, I got fucking abused terribly, emotionally abused. Like, I was the punching bag of everybody.
I had a friend like that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it sucked. And I was never actually a participant in it, but I had a friend that was that person, and I still look back and
that.
Are you wanting to change your character on this podcast? Is that what this is leading to?
No, not at all. I mean, this is totally true.
No, that sucks. 'Cause you're
when when Harry Met Sally, or I can't remember which one it was, but there were the Goonies. When I say I was hanging on to popularity in high school with my fingertips on the top floor, you know, that's what I'm talking about. So I was in the group, but I was always the butt of the joke, the kicked in the balls kind of.
Casey has that friend.
I do have that friend, and it was terrible. The rumors were spread by his friends throughout the high school, and then they would try to like back him up on it, but it was still them that like stirred up. Dude, if he was listening, he knew exactly who he is right now. And it's crazy.
I went to college with these people, and when I was talking earlier about
he outgrew it though.
You know, where they lock the door and they drive off, and then wait for me to get up to the door, and then they drive off again. That kind of is what I dealt with through high school, and that's why to this day I can't stand high school. Like, high school was torture for me.
That's why he hates Christmas.
See, it's such a fucking different thing for me because
your friendship was like a funnel, so it started small, and then as you got into high school, it got bigger and bigger and bigger. Whereas me, every couple of years, I'm starting from scratch.
There's new friends every year, but yeah, I mean, I got into, I was in marching band or whatever. I was king of the dipshits, and that was a whole thing. But then, it's like the first day of school, I'd fucking say something insane in every single class. So I'd fucking put my mark down. This is my fucking class.
Right. I don't know. I didn't have a lot of problems. And it was so funny because I was such a weirdo, back then, like the way that I dressed, the music I listened to.
Back then?
Well, yeah, you get it. But like, especially then, because it's high school. And I dressed funny and I listened to funny music, but I never had problems making friends. I was friends with everybody. I only kissed boys and didn't.
I got the rules. It's like I got the Stockholm syndrome, though. I even went to college with these people because I didn't want to not go into another social setting without them. I just got used to that. I don't know. It's like being an abusive wife, or
This is why I love John Hughes so much, and this is why I think it's why I sing about what I do. It's why I like the movies. I do think that time of your life pretty much shapes everything.
Yeah,
and it could be negative, positive, a combination of the two. All of these different things, but you sort of you really don't ever get past any of it. You deal with it sometimes, and you can compartmentalize it or whatever. You can put some of it away. You can do this and this, but it's always there. You can think of a time right now that's like some shit that happened to you when you were 17. Be like, What happened that when you were 25 that reflected this, and you just be like, I got nothing.
Right.
You know, like, because
Yeah.
you don't have those same things.
Right.
And I'm sorry, Casey is 25 now, so
I am. So like,
you're going to remember none of this.
School to me is like,
yeah.
is such a big like stepping stone. Like even like Jaret has a little bit of issues sometimes. How often I talk about high school and middle school, I think.
No, I wouldn't say
And
issues.
boys.
I wouldn't say issues. No. Hold on. No.
But you have a jump back to your 20s. I'm still in my 20s. So my only jump back is high school and middle school.
Sure. Yeah. No. You're right. And but I probably talk about high school as much as I talk about anything else.
I won! I made your prize! I won! Look at that! A Western Union telegram. Tonight is coming tonight. Hot damn the night.
What does this mean here?
But it means it's coming tonight. See, I called Ernie McCloskey down at the freight depot. He said that the telegram was late. The prize was already there. He was going to send it on tonight.
What
He's
is
got-
he talking about?
He won a prize.
How?
Can I sit back?
So so he would do these puzzles and all these things. He was constantly entering all these contests. It's the 40s, dude. Like, we haven't even gotten into the fact that there was no TV. They were listening to their entertainment on the radio. I mean, like, entering contests in the newspaper was a
You
whole
won a
thing.
prize.
He won like a major prize.
Or it could be a bowling alley. You know, well, a guy who tear a hot bun a bowling alley.
How are they going to deliver a bowling alley here tonight?
But they could send the deed, for Christ's sake. I mean, I didn't expect they were going to send a whole damn bowling alley.
I didn't know until this
Who
point.
wants to win
the
a bowling
deed.
alley?
I didn't know until this point that this guy was mentally retarded. I didn't
Oh,
understand
special
why.
needs.
Oh, is it special?
Why?
Special needs.
Or different.
No,
labels.
stop that. No, it could be anything.
Who the fuck actually thinks he's gonna win? I mean, this is dumb.
It's the
It's the
40s.
Dude, they just got out of the Depression.
It
Shit's
could
been fucked
literally
up.
They're
be
giving away
anything.
bowling alleys.
It could be anything. Could be a free freaking boat.
That's the Family Guy. Did you get that one or not?
I
No.
watch Family Guy.
Oh, of course you don't, because you're a
I'm the
fucking miserable,
worst.
horrible person.
Yeah.
Like some stuff, Rich.
I don't watch cartoons.
Why did you pick him? Why are we doing this?
He didn't pick me.
No,
I picked
he
him.
picked me.
It's like a fucking Harry Potter fucking
true.
one.
It's
Fuck
so
that.
fucking true.
This one chose you,
No,
Harry.
he picked me early on, and I was just
Jesus
like,
Christ.
now you'll be
No.
involved. You'll be involved in everything from now
Yeah.
on.
Oh, by the
Why?
way, I even told him, no, I don't mean this for me. I mean, like, go get someone interesting from your.
Why would you pick
friends.
somebody that's like my fake
Your
godfather?
fake
Godfather, yeah.
You realize all that means is my parents die. He thinks he owns me.
Yeah, no, baby, you're 25. It doesn't have a thing.
Tell him
anymore.
that.
Yeah, it just means that if you get remarried, I'll have to walk you down the aisle. That's all.
Ugh.
What? Fuck
See?
all of this.
All right, I'll get that kid to eat. Where's my screwdriver and my plumber's helper? I'll open up his mouth and I'll shove it in.
I would sit there for hours not eating.
And they would make you sit there till
No,
you
if
ate.
I sat there for hours, then I didn't have to eat.
I still
What?
never eat.
What do you? Hold on.
Ever.
Explain what that says. Explain what you mean by that. If you sat there for hours, you didn't have to eat.
If they put broccoli on my plate and they
Right.
said eat it, and if I waited long enough, I wouldn't have to eat it.
But would they try to make you sit there and keep saying you're going to have to eat that broccoli,
Yeah. Oh yeah, the whole time.
and you would just sit there,
And I would just sit there.
just sit there,
I would just sit there
and you would just sit there.
and sit there.
And so you were taught that if you have a disagreement with somebody and you fucking wait it out, you win.
Which was
Dude.
the perfect life lesson because that actually works.
You have to admit that if Everett sat there and didn't eat, we would rather it be bath time and bedtime before arguing.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, I don't disagree. I grew up in the clean your plate fucking
Yeah, me too.
time. Like you, whatever's on your plate, you
And
eat.
by the
it.
way, which is why
Yes, exactly. That's fucking A. You clean your plate. It's
You
like
clean your plate.
I'm going to eat
You want
whatever's
dessert?
in front of me.
Eat every bit of your food.
whatever is in
you wanna
front
go watch
of you.
TV?
Yeah.
Eat everything
No
that's on your plate.
shit.
I still won't eat anything on my plate, and that's why I'm so slender. Like I
Right.
I
Hey,
feel like
stop
I'm
it.
emaciated.
You already did that joke
and-
twice in this whole bit.
Yeah, but y'all talked over me, and it was funnier.
Oh, we'll do it again.
I know,
We'll
that
talk
was a
over
good
you.
one.
Never mind. Fuck
Nah.
you.
Yeah, we're the worst.
Long story short, I'm fat.
Ugh.
Stop
Take
it.
Run with it. Y'all are
I think you're
boys.
perfect.
It's funny. It would be funny if I was a boy. Y'all are sexist. That's true.
That's true. It was always, can I go watch TV? Finish everything that's on your plate.
Right. See, for me and my
And
brother,
so I have this thing. I can't not finish what's on my plate.
yeah, me too.
It's a curse. And,
Same thing.
And when I raised my kids, especially after the divorce, when I was able to raise them like I wanted to raise them, they ate when they were hungry. That's it. Oh, you're hungry? I'll put you something on the plate. You're not hungry?
We're doing
Stop
more.
eating.
We're doing more parenting shit. I mean, obviously, you eat at mealtime and you fucking eat what's put in front of you.
Oh, we're not like that.
But
I never did that.
Of course we are.
No, we're not.
No, we're not going to fucking make them an alternate dinner. I fucking hate that.
The kids
No,
can't
I
have
didn't make
alternate
alternate
dinner.
dinner.
That happens all the time.
I never did alternate dinner. It was, here's what I made.
You know
don't
why,
want
though?
it? You don't have to eat it?
No. We don't
There's
ever,
no punishment for not eating.
We don't ever make a dinner and then there is like everybody sits down and somebody says they don't like it. What we do is we have scheduling conflicts where we make dinner and then somebody gets out of one activity late at night and that's different. One of them gets out earlier and that's different.
We have nights though where we have 2 to 3 nights a week.
And everybody was home, they absolutely will eat that.
Exactly, and that's what we eat.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and that's the thing. What I'm saying is,
I know I had a misinterpretation.
Yeah, you can't just jump up and grab a fucking bag of Cheetos and be like, "This is my dinner," because
Unless you're Everett.
Unless you're Everett and it's breakfast.
Those were hot Cheetos.
I know he likes them. He takes milk.
Fragile. It must be Italian.
Well, I think that says fragile, honey.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that's funny.
She hates him.
Not funny.
How is it not funny?
It's just not funny.
You don't think
It's
that
fragile. How do you not understand?
Fragile, he's excited. It's Italian, which I thought was funny because I'd have gone with friend.
Where are they from?
They live in Cleveland, Ohio,
He's
in
a
the
dude.
40s, and he fucking goes
Why
to
are you
work every
yelling
day.
At me?
I was trying to.
You're just screaming.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to talk well on the mic. Trying to get the compression to go.
Just
Sorry,
yells.
guys.
He just yells all the time.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Would you look at that? Would you look at that?
What is it?
Well, it's a leg.
But what is it?
Yeah, well, it's a leg, you know, like in a statue.
Statue?
Yeah, statue.
You know, the thing is, though, is that, and I know you hate this, but sometimes you just win something and it just fucking feels good to win.
Sure.
And that's what he's doing. I mean, it's like back in the day, Publishers Clearinghouse or whatever. Like you're wanting to get the $10 million. That's not what they want to give you. They want to give you the 3 subscriptions or whatever that you can fucking renew or whatever. But there was a time. Do you remember Columbia House Music or whatever? They'd be like, 10 free cassettes. And you're like, what? And I just tape a penny to this thing? And that was a huge deal. And all of a sudden, all these fucking ZZ Top cassettes would show up at your house. You're like, I have the whole catalog now. This is fucking great.
What was the scam in that?
The scam in it is that you
I used to do that. My parents got
you
pissed.
you got them all for a penny. But then you had to buy a certain amount at full club price. And at the time, it was $10.99, $11.99. I mean, it wasn't
bad.
Yeah, I fucked up and mailed it in. I got in
Yeah,
trouble.
everybody did that. Everybody did that.
If we don't hurry, we're going to miss all the good trees.
That totally sounds like my dad. Did you guys do a real tree when you were a kid?
Yeah, we did real trees.
We did too. And
Jared won't let me have one.
I don't do real trees.
Well, that's not true at all.
Yeah.
That doesn't even come up.
I've asked.
Jesus Christ. That's what we're talking about. But
I believe
God
her.
damn it,
I don't believe you.
Why?
Because.
Jared,
Why would she say
can I
such
have
a
a real
thing?
tree?
100%. Let's go get it tomorrow.
Bullshit. You said
We've
no.
already missed all the good trees. You don't even understand.
You're the fucking word.
Maybe make that
Rich
sound
got a-
stop
Rich
happening.
got a Tinder message. If you want to follow Rich on Tinder, his tag is, what's your Tinder?
Rich Coleman on Tinder. No one will use it. Oh, I won't do real trees anymore.
We did
great.
real trees when I was a kid. I mean, it's a real mess. I mean,
a
they
mess.
do. I mean,
You
and
gotta
then
get
there's
rid
the
of
whole-
it.
Well, now they
That's what
just
you
come
told
pick
me.
it up.
No,
they just
don't just come pick it up.
Sure they do.
No, I throw it on my thing and it fucking sits there until you actually call the
No,
people.
that's
you got to
not-
call the people, make an appointment.
Not anymore. Not
Yeah,
anymore. No
anymore.
Yeah, we
Can I
live
tell you a
in
true story?
we live in the fancy burbs.
You live in the fancy burbs in Frisco. That
They
doesn't
just
happen.
come
I'm
right up and
kidding.
pick them up.
I've got a friend named Slim, right? His brother is an idiot.
Is he slim?
Yeah.
I knew that question was coming. By the way,
And tall. And
wait a minute. Hold on. In no way did he ask you if he was tall, nor did he think that his
I'm giving you
name
a
led
good-
to the fact that he was tall.
I'm giving you a good visual. It's a fucking podcast.
Yeah. it is.
Visuals are important.
It's a motherfucking podcast.
So his brother had a real Christmas tree, dried out. This sounds like a fucking fake story and is not.
So far.
So he's like, well, I got to get rid of the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Fire's going. And he decides if he just puts the tree in to the fireplace, he can work his way forward.
Oh, no. What? Who thinks that?
Where to go? I already said he's an idiot. So
oh, my God. That's
he
ridiculous.
puts the phone in the tree in there. The whole thing bursts into flames. Whole living room goes into smoke. They get
He
people there.
thinks that it would just burn
thought
one
he could
section
work
at
his
a
way
time.
He thought he could work it in.
The fuck is wrong with that guy?
Oh, my God. That's
It's just a funny story.
ridiculous.
It's not really relevant. I
It's hilarious.
I thought you should know that story.
Let's fucking impeach Slim.
No, it's not Slim. It's Slim's brother.
Oh, well,
No, Slim's
fuck.
the best.
Now, what's Slim's brother's name? Tiny?
Slim's brother.
Oh, fudge.
Only I didn't say fudge. I said the word, the big one, the queen mother of dirty words, the F-dash word.
All right.
Can we all
when
say it?
was the first time you cussed in front of your parent? I remember this, like it was yesterday.
First of all, let's talk about the scene. Did you know this one was coming?
No.
You didn't think that this was funny, the way that it was presented, like fudge. I didn't say fudge. And then just like him having to go
I
home.
listened to it, and he was like, oh, fudge. And I was like, oh, he didn't say the F word.
Can we just say the word?
And then the guy,
No, you're not one of Tim's kids.
the narrator, he said the real word. And I was like, oh, okay, because the way they
All
did
right,
it.
when did you curse in front of your parents the first time?
So basically, no, I didn't think it was funny at all. I just,
I'm gathering.
it was
that now.
nostalgic because I go, oh, I remember explicitly doing
It's
that.
going down. Riches on Tinder. You better move.
So
You better dance.
I
Rich
was-
Coleman.
I was in
Tinder.com.
His name's Rich Coleman, and he's on Tinder.
I was in the first or second grade,
Ugh, something a good story. You're too young.
Ooh,
and we were in Germany.
ooh.
All right.
He's in Germany.
Okay.
Spooning with that one dude that he met.
Right.
No, this was a different time in Germany.
Okay.
First or second grade, it was Zeigendorf was the actual town, if that matters. My mom told me I couldn't do something. Germany's weird because they have to shove a lot of people into a very small area. So their housing is very compact. So we had the second floor of this building. And I remember told me I couldn't do something, and I was walking away from her down this really long hall, and I said, shit. The second I said it, there's a mirror at the end of the hall, so I could see her behind me.
Yeah.
She came flying up behind me with hand just
Oh,
bam!
shit, pal.
Oh, I mean, just smacked on the bottom.
Right on the ass.
Oh, super
What were
hard,
you wearing?
too. I don't know. It was clothes.
Right.
But, oh, my
hurt?
God.
He
but
wasn't naked in the hallway.
I'll never forget that day.
Right.
And I have never cussed in front of her again until, like, I'm older now. But
I think I was about 4. I may have been 5. My sister, so my 4 sisters are from my dad's previous life. And so a couple of them would come and live from time to time with us when they were in trouble at their mom's house. So they would come to our house so they wouldn't be in trouble for a while. And my sister had this boyfriend. His name was Alan. He's a cool dude. And so my parents and Alan rented this camper. We thought it'd be cool to go to Lake Texoma and spend the weekend. And at the time, my parents liked to drink a bunch, and obviously Alan and my sister were drinking. So you know what? Maybe I'd have been around. I'd had to have been 5 because my sister was dating, and that whole thing. And it was a fucking disaster. They had a keg in the camper, and it leaked, and it like soaked the floor or whatever. And so the deal is that the toilet got stopped up. Alan asked me, Jaret, did you shit in the commode? And me, 5, goes, I did not shit in the commode. And everybody started laughing. So I just started repeating that over and over to get people to laugh. So I'm walking around going, I did not shit in the commode. And my parents were trying so hard to get me to stop saying that. But
that wasn't your fault.
they were also laughing at the same time. So,
Right.
it's kind of like the deal where Jack has slipped a few times recently and said some shit that, like, he didn't even say the thing that we thought he said.
He
But
had a weird phase where he started SHing
yeah,
his S's for no reason.
Right.
So he would go,
he just
Everett
shit
been-
on the stairs.
Everett's just been shitting on the stairs.
Yeah, and we would just be like,
sitting.
Yeah, because we were
Yeah,
we were at
you're
a different
trying.
house where Everett would usually just be in bed,
And he would
like
sit
walk
on the
out, and
stairs,
he was
yeah.
sitting on the stairs. He's just been shitting on the stairs.
So the
Like,
thing
we're
was
both
is
like,
that so I think that's definitely the first time that I swore in front of them.
But that really wasn't you're swearing. You're just repeating what you heard. You
Yeah,
had
you
no
were
idea what
little.
it is. I knew what it was.
Right.
I was saying shit because I heard my friends say shit at school or something. And so I was voicing my disgruntledness at my mom by saying shit.
I
But
think it's funny that shit was the first word of all of us because I haven't got to take my turn yet. But the first time I ever said shit in front of my mom was walking into a neighborhood Walmart, tripping over a fucking bump in the way, and going, shit.
Completely
That's it.
acceptable at Tim Tool's house.
Yeah.
that's totally
you know
fine.
what happened to my mom? I looked panicked enough for her to think it was hilarious. So
Yeah.
I think if I had been like, well, shit or fuck or whatever.
I didn't even have time to be panicked.
Mine wasn't disrespectful. It was clearly an accident. I tripped over a fucking pothole in the ground. I said shit. I've been tripping over shit my whole life, and my mom thought it was funny.
The weeks of drinking gallons of Ovaltine in order to get the Ovaltine inner seal to send off for my little orphan Annie's secret decoder pin was about to pay off.
I got it. Master Ralph Parker, my Dakota pin.
I love this.
I actually thought I didn't laugh out loud, but I thought it was humorous that it was a fucking commercial.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like all of those things were like that. Do you remember getting things in cereal or
Yeah, that was the best.
the best? And there were certain things where I remember in
there were
Count,
pieces of shit like the McDonald's toy.
some of it sucked, but there were certain things in I think it was Count Chocula for a while. Like we got Star Wars stickers that were like 5x6. It was awesome, but the race to fucking be the first guy to open the box in my house
to
was
get it.
fucking treacherous.
It was always at the
We
fucking
have
bottom.
like
So you have
different
to open it from the
spoons and
bottom.
stuff. But either way, like with this situation, like they had to mail in for this pen. That's how it works.
Yeah.
You had to take the top, you had to mail it in. Your parents had to fucking fork over the stamp to make it happen.
That's the way it used to be, though. You used to have
I
to.
remember that.
You used to have to cut out 3 proof of purchase,
Right.
And you'd have to send those in with the shipping and handling
Right.
or whatever, and
My
you'd
mom-
get back.
That's the thing that I think
She
is
might
funny
have done that.
is that you guys are clearly older than I am.
Clearly.
Clearly.
You can't see Rich, but he's old as fuck. But
And he's on Tinder. He better move.
Rich Coleman on Tinder.
He likes romance. Doesn't speak Spanish, but he is great. Has hair for about another 5 years.
2'8".
To 8.
Anyway, we have
awesome.
a big old age gap between us guys, like clearly. But we still had to mail in for like color changing spoons. Yes.
Yeah.
I
We
never
did.
did that for my kids.
My mom let me
Remember-
do it like one time ever, but it was a thing.
You know what the funny thing is like even at a carnival or like Cracker Jacks, I had like the same go-to prizes that I liked a lot.
Cracker Jacks with stickers or tattoos for me. And that's
Tattoos.
why it was
Fucking
bullshit.
tattoos.
Yeah,
if you didn't
tattoos.
get tattoos, you
I-
hated it.
I wanted
What was
a
the-
ring.
All they had, which ring?
The Cracker Jack ring.
Oh, I never got
They
that.
have like a little book that.
Yes, it was like a
Yeah.
cartoon.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the worst.
And you could do that, but dude, fucking
Cracker Jack rings
tattoos
were a
Tattoos
thing, and
were
everybody-
always
was like the
I hated
the
tattoos.
thing.
I'm a girl. Maybe I'm
I
a girl.
loved it.
You filthy son. Okay. Smelly wopbuster, grub dumper, and hosticle piper. Hey, you bladder not grafter.
Stickle a five. I just thought.
You don't think that's funny?
None of that. You don't like any of it.
Now, actually didn't get it the first time I watched it. I was like, what is he talking about? I don't understand. And then the second one, I was like, oh, okay. They're making it to where he's cussing, but we don't understand what he's
That's
saying.
the point.
No, I understand.
And I
the
said this
second
at the
time I got
beginning.
it, but the first time I did not get it. I didn't
I said,
get it the first time.
suck a frusser, Russia.
Right. Right. I understand after.
Snively. That was his name.
Snively. I got what you were saying earlier, and I understood it the second time I watched it. The first time I watched it, I was like, did I miss something? What is he
Right.
talking about?
Sure.
Why can't I understand what he's talking about?
After he says the granddaddy of all dirty words. and he's there and he's getting his mouth washed out with soap.
Oh yeah, the soap.
Now, did you ever get your mouth washed out with soap? Did you?
Oh yeah.
That actually happened to you?
Yeah, I actually had to put a bar of soap in my mouth.
Just once or like a few times?
No, I think my grandmother made me do it 1 or 2 times, and then.
And what's the deal? You just sit it in there and you rest it in your mouth?
It just has to
Clearly,
stay
it never
in your
happened
mouth.
to you.
Yeah. No, it did not. But my thing was
It doesn't matter. It's touching your tongue. It tastes. You get the soap.
I wanted it to happen. So
You wanted
I
it to
did it
happen?
to myself.
You did it.
I
to
fucking did it to myself. And so the first one was that my parents used to have these like decorative soaps
They
and
taste
stuff.
better.
Yeah, and so it's like these little
potpourri in
soap
your mouth.
balls or whatever. So I just popped one in my mouth. I'm just like,
Oh.
I'm gonna see how
No,
long I can
hang
do
on,
this.
hang
Not
on.
good.
No,
not
hang
a good
on, hang
idea.
on, hang on.
What?
You just like balls in your mouth. I think that's the whole thing.
Hilarious.
Here we
Rich.
are again.
Also,
Balls
then
in
I
your
would
mouth.
later try it with liquid soap. Wait a minute, I'm fucking sensing a theme.
Balls in
You're
your mouth?
right. No, and then liquid soap. It's a means to an end.
Wait, was
I'm
there
gonna
other
blow a
liquid-
bunch of people.
Was there other liquids in your mouth?
That's what's gonna fucking happen to me.
I think you'd be great at it.
I'm gonna fucking blow people
I don't
from now
support
on.
it, but I know your talent.
damn it, if I ever get in
Really
prison-
Look,
If I ever go to prison, I'm so protected. It's
I'll
not even
make
funny.
your website. Bowling for blowjobs.
And they fucking so the mom comes in and who said this and blah blah blah, and he sells out his friend, and not saying I've heard my dad say this 1,000 times, and he sells out his friend and just
He's
hears
never
his
said that
friend
Sports hasn't said it.
because they all say it. That's the thing. They're
But
kids.
he knows saying that his dad did is an ass beating.
Now it is well known throughout the Midwest that the old man is a turkey junkie, a bona fide golly turkicanas freak. A few days before Christmas, his eyes would begin to gleam with a wild and ravenous light.
A turkicanas freak. What the fuck is he talking about?
Your dad.
It's just basically saying, like, my dad, like,
I
is
know.
the same way. He fucking has this turkey mind that starts well in advance and
That's
how
the
he's
nice
going to
one.
do it. And what's that?
The nice one.
Nice
Second
one, what?
wife.
God
Love
damn it.
turkey.
Okay, can we get them, like, let's give them numbers or something. Because I get them confused.
Wife one,
The nice
wife
one.
two. Wife
No, but
one's the
which
bitch,
one-
wife two's okay.
You can't call her a bitch.
The
Yeah,
first
she
one?
can.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, she totally can.
Oh, okay. So she's mean. Was mean.
I don't even know her.
Is
No,
mean?
what's weird is the first wife,
Yeah.
Wife one.
super nice during the entire marriage.
Terrible
Right.
divorcee.
Terrible divorcee. Like she blew up. It's like she pinned it all in for 8 years.
And then it all fucking
and
went
then
to
she
hell.
just blew up and then has been a bitch ever since.
Right.
Wife two.
Wife
is-
2 was kind of cranky all the time, but it's because she just didn't pint it all in. When she was mad, she would tell me she's mad.
And then
she would
she
just be mad.
whenever it
and then she
ended-
was fine.
She said, "Cool, taking this.
Yep.
You take that. Done."
Done.
Which one was
Perfect.
more fun
Great.
to fuck?
I'm
No,
not-
and I don't mean make love to.
No, I mean,
I
fuck.
mean like night of just like insanity.
I think it was probably even. I'm not
Okay.
saying that to be diplomatic either.
Okay.
Jaret would answer that question for you.
Wait till. Well, no, I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, wait till our divorce.
Yeah, I was going to say wait.
Is
till
what it-
you're
no,
done.
that's what he was gonna
That's
say.
what I was going to say.
No, we're not gonna get one of those, but that's what he's gonna fucking
Please
say.
don't. It's just not.
Do you feel like that? And here's the thing about like we're at Christmas time, and you go through. There's traditions, and your traditions meld into other traditions and it's super hard to make those transitions into other people's holidays and stuff like that. So
Yeah, the nice one.
that's the
second one.
Two.
second one.
Two.
Two.
Her Christmas one was nothing. I think they did like one present and it was like over and everyone opened up their presents at the same time and it was over in minutes. Like literally less than an hour.
Right.
Yeah,
Minutes.
but you have a freak of nature family of
Yeah.
present opening.
And so she had a rough time adjusting to our Christmas, which is crazy. And I'm gonna draw this out for you.
Okay.
We all wake up somewhere between 7 and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
We come down in PJs. We take photos of the kids coming down, that
Right.
whole thing. Get the
And
reaction.
are these nieces and nephews and kids?
Whatever,
and
yeah.
Whatever it is.
It's
yeah.
usually just, I think it was mostly just my kids for most of my life. I mean, unless it was like me, which was the same Christmas, them taking a picture of me or my brother.
And you
coming
just
in.
have you and your brother.
Yeah,
Does he have
my brother.
kids?
He has.
You love your
I have
brother?
a niece. I do love my
You
brother.
love
Do
your
you love your
brother.
brother?
You love your brother.
Sometimes I don't think he likes me much, but
Come off it. Everybody likes you.
the stockings.
Sure. Yeah.
So the presents in the stockings, we do that. We open up the presents. They're in the stockings. And then once everyone is done opening up that, and that's a little less structured.
Yeah. Because everybody just tears in.
It's not,
Reese's peanut butter
it's
cups.
not super, everyone just tears in.
Chicle.
But it's less than the normal. So then we go eat breakfast.
Sure.
We go take a shower, get dressed. Then once everyone's dressed, this is probably around now, if we started like at 9, now it's like maybe 10:30. We come down and we start the present unwrap. We have thousands of presents. I mean, it's
Is it still like that?
Obnoxious?
yeah.
It's still like that. I mean, your parents' fucking Christmas show.
1, 2
Even as
Christmases ago, we had all around the tree, like 10 deep. It goes all the way
How
down
do you know
the
what's
side of the
about you,
house.
though? You're an adult.
As an adult, do you have less presents?
Clothes. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff for adults.
Clothes?
My mom has always had a cap for me at Christmas, and this Christmas, like she says every Christmas, like it's less and less and less every year. And this year she's like, oh my God, she's like 4 things. Like, I feel terrible. I'm like, I don't want that shit.
Yeah, and plus my mom has worked at Kohl's for the last 10 years, and so she just buys stuff all year round.
Oh,
Right.
Kohl's is the best.
It's the best.
It
Yeah.
is the best. So we
P.S.
do.
Coles, this is a podcast called Jaret Goes to the Movies. We do 12 to 1,500 listens a day, and we are looking for sponsors.
Absolutely.
Either way, I'm saying, like, you guys have a thing around adult children that you guys are where
Right.
it's a big deal to open presents.
Yeah. So we do youngest to oldest. So the youngest starts. Each person opens the gift. Everyone watches them open that one gift. We do the whole, oh, look at that. Thank you. And so that's a good 3 to 5 minutes.
And then it's like a bloodbath.
And then we go to the next person and we do the next present. And we go
I like
around
that.
youngest to oldest.
Y'all
all
one
the-
by one?
One by one.
And then
That
when
is
somebody's
embarrassing and
we
terrible.
we do that at my mom's too, remember? And then but it just ends up being she has this whole stack of shit.
Your mom is crazy with presents.
I know.
She gives you way more presents than is ever expected. It's insane. But like, it's not like one open. It's like eventually it's like
No,
here,
we-
here,
No,
here,
no, no.
here,
We
here,
don't
here.
we don't do that.
We
don't.
all have 15 gifts at least. The kids have like 30 gifts.
But he's saying that they do the thing where they go, okay, open that in front of everybody.
How many people will be at Christmas this year then?
Our normal
is Christmas
Christmas
Day-
is my aunt and uncle,
Yeah.
my brother, his wife, and his daughter, me, my kids, and then my wife, but not this year. And then,
I'm sorry, can't help that.
and then my parents.
Is this
So-
your first single Christmas?
Yeah, this is my first. Well, no, not my first single because I had a big single.
No, but
area
since that
between-
one.
Oh
Since
yeah,
the-
this is my first.
and I did like a single ish Thanksgiving. I mean, me and
No,
Casey.
you didn't.
You were with her, so that's not.
Yeah,
You can't be
September.
single if you're with her.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying single ish because I went by myself.
Not single.
Okay, so I had like a fucking holiday where I was by myself.
Right.
And
You were separated.
dude, it was fucking retarded because I paid for a third of this condo that we were renting, and I got cast out of all the bedrooms and ended up with my nephew in this goddamn loft where all the heat rose, and I just was hot all the time and shit. And I'm like, I'm paying for a third of this thing. Like, I don't give a fuck if I'm ever there and single again. If I'm paying for anything, I'm fucking taking the master bedroom.
That's what he gets for not inviting me.
And I'm fucking famous. That's the thing, is like I'm used to this.
Hey, we got to address this first of all. So you have the intro thing that says my name's on it because I'm famous.
Yeah, totally.
You did want me to have my name on it.
I did, yeah.
You did.
I did. I wanted you to have
several
it.
times. You kept saying, and I said no.
Yes.
That's stupid.
Correct.
That's ridiculous.
Yes.
And I'm glad we didn't
Are you
because it wouldn't be.
backtracking, Rich?
No, he's just saying that he wants everybody to get the joke that I
Yeah,
joke because
it is
I'm famous
when you
like that.
say because I'm famous,
Famous.
it's because I am the one that says you're famous, and so you're saying that joke to me. You're not,
That's correct.
right?
Yeah.
You're not saying to everyone else, "Hey,
What
fuck
does this
you,
have
I'm
to do with
famous."
me not being
I did
invited
because
to
I've been meaning to
Thanksgiving?
address this for a while now.
No, the thing is, I'm just trying to be funny.
Right?
Because I never got to go to Thanksgiving.
You've been to Thanksgiving, you shit.
It's not all about you,
Yeah, Jesus
It
Christ.
is about me.
and you're not even famous. I don't even know what we're talking about.
I
this.
am famous. I've got
That's
lots of videos on the
That's
internet
actually
that are
true.
way bigger than anything y'all have ever done.
That's probably true.
It was college. It was awesome.
Oh my God, I shot my eye out.
That is fucking something that would 100% happen to me.
Yes.
If I was just like I'm
Right
never gonna-
after you shoot the guy in the back.
no, hold on. I shot him from across the field. So
He had buckshot in his back.
no, I know, but also
What if
when
he
it
had turned around
No,
and
that's
the
what I'm-
buckshot went in his
No, that's what
eye?
I'm saying. It wasn't just in his back; it was in his neck and his side and shit like too.
If
like,
he had just turned
I
around
picked
right
him
before
off,
you shot,
fucking
he'd
shot
be
the
blind
shit
right
out of
now.
him. Well, you know what?
Well.
He should have had on Varnays.
Varnays.
That's what we were wearing back then.
Varnays.
What is a Varnay?
It's a sunglass
Sunglasses.
company from
Ugh.
France. I'm from France. Did your mom ever save you? Because when she
I don't know,
saves
maybe.
Ralph,
I'm sure she did.
right? Because moms are the best, you know.
Yeah.
They could sugarcoat anything. Like you got in trouble at school, and
Like I hated my dad and I loved my mom, but that's kind of how it should have been. Like it's not like I hated him. It was just like I was scared of him.
yeah, I was terrified of my dad.
Right. Exactly. And that isn't that the natural order?
I think
feel like
then,
it should be.
I think
Y'all have
then,
blue book like things.
yeah, but I think at the time that's what we did. I mean, I think now, you know, my dad has a hard time adjusting the fact that I was so scared of him, and he wishes that more of like the putting me on his shoulders at the parade and playing catch, and he wishes more of that would have happened. It just, you know, it just wasn't in the cards. He fucking worked his ass off, you know.
Yeah, my dad always worked too, and he was not a touchy-feely, lovey kind of person.
No,
and
yeah.
my mom definitely was.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I'm best friends with my dad now. Like I couldn't, like I hated his guts when I was 17, 18.
Oh, no,
I never wanted to see him again.
But I'm not a hater though. But I mean, my dad
No,
did.
I mean, I definitely hated him.
My dad did ask me if I wanted to go out into the backyard and fight it out, and I just go no, because you'll fucking whoop my ass, and that's not gonna fucking prove anything, because I'm hilarious all the time. All the time, Rich.
Your poor parents.
No, but yeah, I swear to God, I feel so bad for both of them. I really do. I love the sentiment where the mom hears little Randy crying under the cabinet and opens it up.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, what are you going to do? You know, and he's already saved his glasses. He's, I love my brother. You love your brother. But I love the fact that she just talks him through it and she just goes, okay, see you later, and closes the cabinet back.
Closes it back.
Until the dad comes home. I like that. So going to see Santa, you know, on this one, I love the exaggerated, like, ho, 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 and like the elves trying to rush them through or whatever. It's sort of funny, sort of scary at the same time or whatever. But did you...
I chuckled on the inside when he got the boot down the slide.
Yeah, I mean,
didn't laugh out loud.
Did
still,
you have
but-
any memorable experiences with like a mall Santa Claus?
Yeah, I was
or
trying to
anything?
think of one, and I know for a fact that I've done that before.
Yeah.
but it definitely didn't stick with me.
Dude, mine is fucking crazy. So I think maybe my brother was getting to that point where he wasn't going to believe anymore. And we went through the line at the mall.
At any point that you believed, he probably didn't, because he was older than you. He probably was like
Yeah,
covering
5
it.
years. But we went through the line and we got our picture taken and whatever. And it came to be Christmas Eve night. And there we were. There's a fire going and my parents are there. And, you know, and we're starting to open presents. And there's a goddamn noise on the roof. Like, there's a fucking noise. My dad's like, what is that?
Clatter?
It sounded like clatter a little.
Clatter.
And so my dad goes to the door and he's like, you guys aren't going to believe this. Santa's here.
No way.
And that motherfucker walked up the driveway and it was the same one that we got our picture taken with at the mall. Same guy. They like fucking
Continuity.
You've
somehow
never told me this.
hired him to come
Wow.
up and do
You've
that.
never told me this.
So, and he brought us our presents that night. And so, needless to say, I was a believer for a while after that because I'm just
Right.
like, no, this shit
So,
is real.
When did you figure it out?
God,
that
I
there
don't
wasn't a-
really remember. I think probably, here's the thing about my,
The fact
the-
that you don't
the-
remember is the reason.
I
why you
remember.
don't
well,
believe
no,
in
but the
Santa.
thing is that like we didn't have Santa Claus the way that other families have it. Like we didn't walk out and there was like just shit in the floor. There'd be Santa presents under the tree wrapped for fucking
Oh, see,
4 weeks.
Not me.
You
No,
know,
not me either.
Yeah, so I know, like,
there were no presents until I woke up.
Until
Oh, really? No presents? Everything was Santa?
Everything in the morning was a Christmas miracle.
yeah, until
No,
until me and Melissa got together, I'd never experienced the
Santa
walk
gifts.
out and it's Santa Claus thing.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Good
my
for her,
mom,
man.
my mom would have half the gifts from people, and then I'd go to bed. They'd wrap a bunch of other stuff, and then it would say from Santa, from Mrs. Santa. There would be a couple of things that were unwrapped that were just sitting in front of the tree,
right,
like
and
a
that's
bike,
what Santa brought.
or like Darth Vader, Star Wars case that
Sure.
held all the action
Oh
figures.
yes, of
Yeah.
That
course.
would be sitting out there, stuff like that. And that's from Santa. That would be like the proof that Santa was there, because we had all our presents from each other sitting there, and all of a sudden I
Right.
go to bed, and all of a sudden all this
Yeah.
other stuff that Santa brought in his actual bag.
We didn't do any of that stuff, but I mean,
Your mom didn't do any of that?
no, but we had presents from Santa, but it just said to Jaret loves Santa, and sometimes it was
So
under the
you
fucking
went to
tree.
bed and you woke up with the same presents
Under the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were
Well,
just
they didn't do that
already
right.
there.
I went to bed with a bare tree. I woke up with them everywhere.
Yeah,
Loved it.
that's
Or mind you, some points
a
in
little
my life,
overboard a little bit. but-
some points in my life, minimal. Shut up, Mr. Fucking. We wake up and open presents till 5 p.m.
5 or
Fuck
6
you.
sometimes. Why on earth is there Wizard of Oz during Christmas?
Man, it was killing me. And to be honest, like that parade fucking made me crazy. The monkeys running around,
Right,
and then
what does that have to do with
circling
Christmas?
around Mickey, and they're happy to see Mickey and all. And then there's just Wizard. That was so weird,
Right? Well, how did that make sense?
I don't know.
As I'm watching the movie, I was talking to two friends, and I've already mentioned them before, Emily and Kim Hall from high school. So I was talking to them. Kim had never seen the movie, and she has no desire to see the movie. Emily loves the movie, watches it every year.
Okay.
I said, why do they have Wizard of Oz in the parade in the Higby stores? Is Wizard of Oz Christmas related? This makes no sense. And she says, Wiz is always shown on TV at Xmas time, duh. And then she said, we even had the Wizard of Oz decorations on our tree growing up because of it.
I think also that there's a thing about like the timeline of the movie itself. So there's this debate about when it takes place. So evidence seems to point to 1939 because of the Wizard of Oz, but the decoder ring points to 1940. However, if you look at the calendar on the wall during the first dinner sequence, you can clearly see that the 1st of December falls on a Friday. December 1st fell on a Friday in 1939, not 1940, as previously accepted.
Interesting.
Right? So I think maybe just because Wizard of Oz was a big thing right then, maybe that's why it's in the parade. Because
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know, because you know, even at Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade, you fucking see Underdog and shit, and it's not like that's Christmas.
Right. But isn't that weird that she had decorations on her tree of Wizard of Oz just because
of this movie.
movie?
Yeah, I get it.
I think
get
that's
that.
crazy.
Yeah. So do you have any sort of story about getting a Christmas gift and like it being something to where you knew you were gonna get it and you didn't, and then you did?
No, this is the
Or-
best. This is the best story ever.
You took somebody's virginity and they gave it back to you.
Tinder.com, Rich Coleman.
He's feeling tender. He likes to shake
This is a story.
out of his pants.
This is a story about my brother. So
Do you love your brother?
I love my brother. We're in Atlanta. After I was college, my son was already born. My brother, basically, my parents got him a PlayStation, but they didn't give him the PlayStation. They just kept giving him gifts of $20. So every gift he got was like $20. And they were like, oh, you can, because he wanted a PlayStation so bad, it wasn't even funny. So he just kept getting gifts of $20 and $20.
What do you mean, like $20 in cash?
In cash.
Okay.
It was just a $20 bill.
Sure.
And they were like, oh, you can use this to get
And
the
it
PlayStation
kept going,
you
kept
want.
going.
And we kept going and kept going. So he got basically the exact amount of the PlayStation. So he had like, well, I don't know what it was, $200 or whatever it was.
Right. Yeah. PlayStation 1.
And so at the end, when he got all the money, and he's all fucking happy as shit. I mean, he is like beaming because he has now enough money to get a PlayStation.
Right.
They go, well, if you give us this money, we'll give you this gift.
Oh, fuck, man.
And He was like, "No, I don't want to give you the money.
So
I want to buy a PlayStation."
Were your parents
And then
always
we
funny
kept-
or no?
Yeah,
Hold on,
we
wait,
did
hold
all
on,
kinds of
whoa,
crazy
whoa, whoa,
stuff. Yeah,
Like, were your parents funny? Were they fun
Yeah.
with gifts and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
But you say you hated
we
your
did
dad
scavenger hunts
because your dad wasn't around a lot.
No, I mean, I hated my dad in my late teen years.
Because that's what people do.
Right. 'Cause
And you guys just didn't
we
see
just butted
eye to eye.
heads. Yeah, we just butted heads and
Right.
see eye to eye.
But
I
you
wanted to go
loved
do
him.
my
You
own
respected him and shit.
thing.
Like
Sure, absolutely. Yeah. So we're like, give us the money and we'll give you this gift. Which is in a it's in the box the size of a PlayStation. He
Right.
just didn't
Jesus
get
Christ.
it. He did not get it.
I know, but
and it
like-
wasn't computing. And by the end of it, he was in tears. He did not want to give us this money.
Right.
We're like, just give us the money. We'll give you this gift. And then we were almost spelling it out for him. It's too late. He's
too much.
bawling.
It's
He's
not
a
happening.
basket case.
Right.
He's-
Oh my God.
And we talk about this like almost every Christmas now with
Sure.
him.
And how old is he now?
He is 11 years.
And he has
younger
a
than me, so
family? Is a
he's
family or no?
32, 33. 33.
He has a family or no?
Yeah, he's family. He has a wife and a daughter.
All I wanted was a new drum set. That's it. And
Mm-hmm.
I'd had the thing that's fucked up about being a kid is you know, my parents bought me my first drum set from a pawn shop, and it was this amazing Swirl Ludwig vintage kit, and I wish I still had it.
Yeah.
But instead, I traded it in for a brand new piece of shit. No, piece of shit drum set. And
You traded the luck? Why?
I didn't know what I had. I mean, you
wow.
didn't know what you had back then. You know, all I knew is it was old, and I want something new.
Oh. So you got some new Thomas shit.
Yeah, no. It was actually called PTS. It was a series. It's called Pre-Tune series, and they didn't even you didn't use a drum key. It was just buckles. It was the fucking worst, man. And you had to buy these certain heads and shit, and like I had to use toilet paper to make them tighter. It was terrible. Fucking Jesus Christ! I wish I could find the guy that invented that shit and just
Beat his ass
kill him in the face.
in his asshole and his mouth.
And so anyway, all I asked for that year was a new drum set. And I wanted this Pearl Export white drum set. White was my shit. That's what I liked. I liked white drums. It plays out exactly like this movie. Christmas is kind of over. I got a lot of great shit. You know, it was cool. My brother got a bunch of stuff. I'm in my house, so I start taking my loot back to my room, you know, and I'm sort of mopey. And I remember my dad sort of asking me a very similar question, like, you know, did you have a good Christmas? Yeah, totally. That was really, really great. But it wasn't great, you know, like I didn't really get what I wanted, and not to mention that, I mean, like, you know how when you're a kid, like you have a tally in your head, like what everybody else in the room is getting, so it's like, what the fuck is going on? I was sold. This is it. And a car starts honking outside. My brother-in-law pulls up, and there's a brand new Pearl drum set up in the back of a pickup truck.
Oh, awesome.
And he's just yelling out of the window, Santa Claus is here! Santa Claus is here! And I remember feeling really excited to get the drum set, but also feeling like such a dick.
For being pissy.
For being pissy and not just being thankful for what I got.
Yeah.
And that's a big, big day for me because I just remember thinking, man, like, why would I have expected that? You know, like, why wouldn't I have been happy with the things that I got?
Right.
And it's nice that they surprised me with this, but, you know, maybe I didn't really deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. You know, I feel like there's something to that. And I love the way that his dad gives him this gift in this movie, and I like the fact that he's been paying attention the whole time.
Yeah.
And everybody else is like, you'll shoot your eye out, and he's actually listening.
Right.
You know, and I think that's cool.
I love giving gifts.
Yeah.
That is the biggest joy for me.
Me too.
It kind of got in my family, like I would do this Oprah thing where I would buy everybody in the room this one big gift, and then I'd have them all open it. And I'm like, you get a Surface, you get a Surface, you get a Surface.
That's
you know,
cool.
or, you know, like one year it was Roku's and everyone got Roku's, you know, when they were first coming out and stuff. But yeah, you would get I would get some big thing
Sure,
for everybody.
for everybody.
Have them open it up
Yeah.
and do the whole Oprah thing.
Everybody
But I
gets
love
Apple
doing that,
TV and shit.
Yeah, I love that.
Me too. My big giving thing. I haven't done this in, I guess, 2 years just because it's been insane and I give in other ways, but I did like 3 or 4 years. I would go up to the giving tree at the mall and just take everything that was left and just go fulfill it.
Yeah.
And on Christmas Eve. And some of that shit's fucking hard to do, like it's not the easiest shopping to do.
Right.
But it does feel good, man, because it's I think that's the whole point of this holiday. And people say that you take the religion out of it, or you make it all about this fat man with the beard, or it really is a time of just giving and making people smile and making people happy.
Yeah, joy. Yeah,
enjoy. And that's what it's all about. And I feel like that's what this movie is all about. And I know you really didn't dig it. I think maybe this movie might come on sometime when it's really late and you're in front of your 70-inch TV in your room that you love to take chicks to watch movies to. And it might be on, and you may just leave it there and just, and get some of the jokes and get some of the family stuff and get some of the love that happens in between people. And
yeah, that'll never happen, but I get the sentiment. The sentiment of the movie's great. I understand that. But I will never like this movie.
Yeah. Well, that is why you will always be the worst. Well, Rich, Merry Christmas. Oh, wait, hold on. We got to finish it out. We got to go to the restaurant.
All right. Everybody upstairs. Get dressed. We are going out to eat.
So at this point, you have no idea where they're going.
No.
And this is another tell. You obviously knew about this part of the movie, too.
No.
You have to have.
No, I had no clue.
Literally asked, so you didn't watch the whole movie?
No, I watched the whole movie.
Okay, and what happens in the Chinese restaurant?
They cut the neck off the goose.
And that's all you
when they were
say.
trying to sing. He was trying to get the guys to sing, and they kept saying the wrong. They got fra ra ra. Yeah, I remember that.
And you didn't think that was funny?
I guess not.
Dude, that's a movement. People
kinda racist,
listen.
right?
Yeah, fucking racist as shit.
Okay.
But fa ra 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 ra
Right.
ra. But he actually comes in.
He's more Americanized.
Yeah, and he's just like, no, fa la 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 la. I mean, it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty racist. But yeah, I get it.
No, and I love the fact that the duck is smiling at her and they
Yeah,
cut
the
the
smiling
fucking
duck, right.
thing off. Anyway, a great
Duck
end.
tastes like shit, by the
Oh,
way.
are you fucking serious?
Oh, I hate that.
Have you ever had
Gamey.
Peking
I don't
duck?
like
No,
gamey.
it's not.
It's
not.
gamey.
It's not.
By definition,
No.
it's gamey.
You are gay, you. It is fucking tastes like duck. And it is good. It is really, really good. Is that the joke of the fucking podcast? Yeah. All right, I'll take it.
Next to me in the blackness lay my oiled blue steel beauty. The greatest Christmas gift I had ever received or would ever receive. Gradually, I drifted off to sleep, pranging ducks on the wing and getting off spectacular hip shots.
Hey guys, this has been Jaret Goes to the Movies. What plugs do we have, Rich?
Visit us at jaretgoesthemovie.com. Click on Support Us to get all of the extra content, including outtakes, pre-show, and post-show. $3 a month for outtakes. $3 a month. It's literally like 10, 12 cents a day.
And there's a shitload of outtakes. This particular podcast
Oh my
we
God, we're
recorded
fucking
for 4 hours.
And then we'll have like 2 hours of
Tons
outtakes
of shit.
and pre-show, post-show stuff.
So if you're down and you're digging it, or you can also go to Patreon, patreon.com/Jaret Goes to the Movies, and you can support us. Rich, I hope you have a fantastic Christmas.
I will.
Merry Christmas to everybody that's listening. I actually love the fact that this is coming out the night before Christmas, and it will be out there for everybody on Christmas Day. And I don't know why I got hoarse. Oh, it's because I was singing metal the other day.
Yeah.
There's a lot of metal.
A lot of metal.
2 minutes to midnight. Do you want to plug anything?
Just go see me on Tinder, Rich Cole.
There we go. His name is Rich. He is on Tinder. My name is Jaret. You can find me on Twitter at JARET2113. Same on Instagram. Find me on Facebook if you'd like. If not, just find me and Rich on Facebook at Jaret Goes to the Movies. And please understand, freaking love you guys. Merry Christmas. Thanks for listening.
Bye.